cooler for the end of the week. Inland Empire, you should be in the 80s. I think you get there tomorrow, and you'll get there again on Memorial Day. Hopefully you get to work on time. Kalina's going to help you. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. So we have a couple things going on in Orange County on the 5 freeway. So I'm starting off with an overall look at Orange County so you can see all of the red out there, and then we'll zoom on in and show you where everything's happening. So here's an overall view. You can see the slowing in Anaheim. You can see it slowing as you get past the 55 this morning through Tustin. So we're zooming on in on this crash. Southbound 5 at Jeffrey, 3 left lanes are blocked off. This is a motorcycle crash. This is what it looks like in our Caltrans camera. It's a still shot here where you can see the crews on scene, emergency crews on scene too, and the cones that are up. So this stretch from about Tustin Ranch Road to Jeffrey will take you 38 minutes to get through that 4-mile stretch. You can't take the 405 instead. That'll help you to get around it. We also, before you get there, we have a crash in Anaheim 5 South at Brookhurst. Carpool and left lane blocked off. This is what that looks like in our Caltrans camera screenshot. You can see an ambulance on scene, the fire department as well, and all of those lanes that are blocked off. So that is slowing you down out of Anaheim, and then it stays so up ahead as you get into Santa Ana. This is a look at LA. Lots of red out there on the 110, the 10, the 405. I will have your travel times there coming up. Rudabay, back to you.
Kalina, thank you. Another fast food chain is courting customers with a value meal, and federal officials sounding the alarm about cheap Chinese exports.
I'm your size Christina Lazar's here with these stories, and I'm only going to Wendy's if I get a free Frosty.
Unfortunately, that is not included in the value deal. But, look, I was talking to someone about it the other day. We as consumers often feel powerless with inflation, but we do have power. If we stop going to the places that we feel are raising their prices too much, they're going to start losing money, and they're going to have to find a way to court us. And that's what we're seeing with some of these fast food eateries. But first, we're going to talk about Chinese goods exports. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen said today that the U.S. and Europe need to work together to stop the flow of cheap Chinese exports that flood the global economy. Specifically, China's excessive production of green energy technology like EVs and solar panels. While speaking in Germany, Yellen said if the U.S. and Europe don't work together in a strategic and united way, that both regions' economies are at risk. Last week, the Biden administration increased tariffs on some Chinese imports, including a 100% tax on electric vehicles. He also left in place the tariffs the Trump administration imposed. Microsoft has unveiled new laptops with AI features. They're being called Copilot Plus PCs. This is all an effort to compete with Google and Apple. The new computers will feature Recall, which tracks everything done on the computer, creating a history stored on that computer. The launch occurred as Microsoft shares traded near record highs because of the expectation that AI will fuel strong profit growth. The new computers will start at $1,000 and begin shipping in mid-June. Well, after McDonald's announced a $5 lunch and dinner value meal, Wendy's is now trying to compete with an even cheaper offering, a $3 breakfast value meal. It's available now, and it includes a small portion of seasoned potatoes and a choice of 2 different breakfast sandwiches. It's all an effort to bring customers back to the drive-thru as dining out rates are down amongst many of the big fast food eateries. Wendy's had to do damage control earlier this year when it announced it would try out surge pricing. Remember that?
Yes.
Wendy's did say this value meal is only available for a limited time, but didn't specify when the promotion will end. Now, McDonald's has already come under fire for only offering its $5 meal for a month.
Well, they got to make money somehow.
Well, look, they're only doing it for a limited time because they want to see, are they going to have to pay more than what they're receiving? Is it going to be another shrimp, all you can eat shrimp, like they had at Red Lobster? So we shall see. But for now, $3 breakfast, not too shabby.
Yep, not too bad. Christine, thank you. Still no Frosty, though. Time right now, 8:22. Still ahead here at 8. Tourists now blocked. Why a Japanese town is saying no to visitors wanting to take the perfect picture of Mount Fuji.
I was supposed to be sent away, but they forgot to come and get me.
Plus, Taylor Swift getting a movie role? The hot rumor in Hollywood this morning.
It's so easy to get your windshield replaced using SafeLight. Why don't you just get it fixed?
All right, so what do we do now? I've scheduled an appointment at SafeLight.com. Tell them to meet us here at the beach.
Schedule free mobile service at SafeLight.com.
SafeLight Repair, SafeLight Replace.
Someday, I'll be the first female president of the universe. Someday, I'm gonna marry my baseball glove. Probably in Vegas. Someday I'll help all balloon animals roam the tree.
There are a lot of miles between today and someday. Your long-lasting 3-row Subaru Ascent will get your family there.
96% of Subaru vehicles sold in the past 10 years are still on the road.
Someday I'll be able to read dog minds. He's thinking squirrels.
Time out! Time out! Oh, what's the problem? I don't know, Mike. I know baseball, but this football stuff is killing me. Look, we're playing for Rotolo Chevrolet, the #1 Chevy store in California. We've got a huge selection and great service. Now go out there and do what you do best. Okay!
Hershiser takes the snap, and he's actually going to pitch the football. It works! Touchdown, Rotolo!
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
Incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, with your home, auto, boat, and RV all bundled with Progressive, you've got the peace of mind to really wander.
Yeah, I just hope it stays this way. Once word gets out about these places, they tend to...
Are you done?
And there it is.
What? At least your vehicles are protected. Let's hit the road.
Hey, Sam. I am just at this beautiful lake that I just discovered, practicing gratitude, manifesting abundance.
Waiting for the break of day. Wanting just to stay away.
Hey, good morning. We have several incidents out there. This is what it looks like on the 5. We head on out to the Inland Empire. You can see that really heavy backup there. Next traffic on K County's Mornings is about helping you get where you need to go.
When I attach it nicely, I mean, I can
A big election day in California's 20th district as voters decide who will replace former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. He resigned from Congress 2 months after his fellow Republicans ousted him as Speaker. McCarthy had served Bakersfield on Capitol Hill for 16 years. Assemblyman Vince Fong, who used to work for McCarthy, has filled the spot and wants to serve out the rest of McCarthy's term. He faces Tulare County Sheriff Mike Bordeaux, who has been in law enforcement since age 19. Low voter turnout is expected today. And it turns out the #1 ranked golfer in the world won't be in court today.
Scotty Scheffler was expected to be arraigned in Kentucky. The charges, which include a felony, stem from Scheffler's interaction with a police officer last week while trying to get to a golf course. Yesterday, a judge postponed the arraignment until June 3rd, despite the district attorney thinking it would not be appropriate to move it. A picturesque Japanese town is putting up a giant mesh barrier to block a popular selfie spot near Mount Fuji. The town of Fuji Kawaguchiko has become overrun with foreign tourists trying to get the perfect photo of Japan's most famous mountain. There have also been complaints about tourists littering, trespassing, and breaking traffic rules. This is why we can't have nice things, people. Japan has been experiencing over-tourism issues since reopening after the pandemic in late 2022. More than 3 million tourists entered the country in March of this year.
For the time right now, 8:26, straight ahead, one of the most famous homes in America is about to be auctioned off.
Oh my goodness, a crash caught on camera there. Why police are now investigating this violent collision.
Memorial Day weekend is just around the corner, and you may want to go out and enjoy the ocean, but several beach warnings are underway, and that may affect your plans. We'll have the latest coming up.
California, I see a lot of yellow billboards. What can I say? People tell me they love how our billboards look. They know what you know, that the Call Jacob Yellow represents the best personal injury legal team in Southern California. So if you're injured in an accident, call Jacob. Because if you know, you know. Call Jacob.
Maybe tomorrow.
I'm making a piggy bank so I can be inspired to save. Start with BMO for a more solid way to save. We give you a cash reward every month to keep you motivated.
Wow. What's your muse?
I thought it was kind of obvious.
I know what it feels like to not be able to breathe. I grew up with asthma, so I've been where my patients are. Everyone's story is different. Coming from a desk job, it felt like something was missing. Going to school changed that, and now my work saves lives, just like that. What I do is about making a difference. He's doing so much better. My story is about becoming the person I was always meant to be.
Want to get more out of your Pluto TV? Let me show you. Simply register to personalize your free TV experience. Sync all your favorites and pick up where you left off on any of your devices. What a revelation! Register today for free to get more out of your Pluto TV.
Do not try this at home. Oh, there's a helicopter coming.
This is KCAL News Mornings.
Good morning. It's 8:30 now. Today is Tuesday, May 21st. I'm Rudy Bishop.
And I'm Jamie Lucas. Here's what we're following right now. A 46-year-old man has been charged with murder after police say he gunned down a UPS driver in Irvine. Police say Rian Fontanzia, who is also a UPS employee, shot and killed Expedito de Leon Thursday. Officers say de Leon was sitting in his work truck when he was ambushed.
I'm Tina Patel in Santa Monica, where people are on alert after another unprovoked attack. This one sent a person to the hospital in critical condition. Police say on Sunday night, a man attacked 3 German tourists inside the parking garage at 4th and Broadway. 2 of the victims were stabbed, one critically. The suspect, a 29-year-old man who was on probation for larceny, was taken into custody. He will make his first court appearance later today.
I'm Rick Montanez reporting outside of the Riverside County Sheriff's Department, where investigators say they are looking for a man for attempted murder of a deputy. Check out the 2 photos here they released of 30-year-old Martin Perez Jr. They say he is to be considered armed and dangerous. They say he's 5'10", 160 pounds, and that he took off when a deputy tried to pull him over during a traffic stop last week in Harupa Valley. He opened fire on the deputy, they say, and then took off hiding in the trees and bushes at the Santa Ana River bottom. They say his last known address is in San Bernardino. They have not seen him since this incident last week. We're also told the deputy who was shot at was not hurt.
And controversy surrounding Jane Fonda Day. The LA County Board of Supervisors is expected to move the day to April 8th instead of April 30th after backlash from critics and Vietnamese Americans who are upset over the date's overlap with Black April. The solemn occasion is observed every April 30th to commemorate the fall of Saigon.
Let's go ahead now and check in with Paul Diano for our next weather forecast. And those of us living at the beach are happy with you lately.
Yeah, the beach has been the place to be. It's been the sunniest spot over the past couple of days. It was the only spot with sunshine around lunchtime yesterday. This morning, it is one of the spots that is starting the day with sunshine, which sounds so simple, yet for the past 2 weeks has been wildly elusive. We've been cloudy for 13 straight days. For some of you, it's 14 for Santa Monica. That streak was broken today. Still have some clouds, some haze looking from the Hollywood Hills down on downtown Los Angeles, where we do have some cloud cover, but not a ton. As we look at the visible satellite imagery, Orange County, Inland Empire, some clouds. inland LA County, our inland valleys, especially the 210 corridor, you're cloudy, but anywhere close to the beach, and then into Ventura County, you have sunshine. It is 56 in Claremont, 56 in Simi Valley, 61 in Fullerton, close to 70 with afternoon sunshine in Los Angeles today. Beaches stay sunny, mid-60s. Inland Empire, afternoon sunshine, 79. Let's see how the roads are doing. Here's Kalina. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. So I marked off two little incidents that we're dealing with on the 5, not little by any means, but I wanted to show you where they were in our overall view of Orange County. So you can see there the little incident markers, one in Anaheim, the other one in Irvine. So as we zoom on in, starting off in Anaheim this morning, 5 south at Brookhurst, carpool left lane blocked off. That backup continues to build before the 91. It'll take you 42 minutes between Valley View to Brookhurst. Then you pick up as you continue toward the 22. However, you get stuck again because we have this motorcycle crash 5 south at Jeffrey, the carpool and left lane blocked off, in the process of clearing that, but we still have certain lanes blocked off there. So that commute time from the 22 to Jeffrey will take you almost an hour to get through. If the 405 is an option for you, take it. Southbound off the 22 into Irvine, that's looking much better. Jamie, back to you.
Kalina, thank you. A high-speed pursuit ends with the suspect crashing right into a building. Our assignment manager, Mark Blue, at the desk with video. Mark?
Yeah, that's right, Jamie. This chase ended in Downey, but the driver was being pursued by LA County Sheriff's deputies out of the East LA area, and the whole thing came to an end when that driver put the car right into a building. Let me show you some of that video. This was shot by a passerby right at the corner of Paramount Boulevard and 5th Street in Downey. You can just make out the Kia Soul right there in the center of your screen with its tail end back into the building here. This business is some kind of an escrow company on the corner. It was closed at the time of the crash. Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies say this pursuit started in East LA at about 1 this morning after deputies determined that vehicle was listed as stolen. The pursuit headed south from East LA until it ended here at the corner in Downey. Downey PD say they were called to assist with this crash. The driver apparently jumped out of the car and at the end of this pursuit ran into the neighborhood. Deputies took that man into custody a short time later. Nobody else was inside the car. No injuries reported here, and that Kia Soul is going to get towed out of there. And the building inspected for structural integrity, but it doesn't look like the damage is too bad. That building should be open for business this morning. That is the very latest from the desk. I'll send it back to you.
Mark, thank you. This is now what you want to hear days before the start of a holiday weekend, not what you want to hear. Water warnings at several LA County beaches.
We're told bacteria levels are so high that you need to use caution. KCAL News reporter Lucelia Caballero talked to a surfer who says he's fine with it.
With Memorial Day weekend just around the corner here in sunny Southern California, it's an easy bet for many people to want to go to the beach and enjoy the water. But we do want to talk to you about beach warnings issued by the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health. The department is asking those planning to visit beaches on the warnings list that we're about to show you to avoid ocean waters in these specific conditions. Take a look. From Malibu Lagoon at Surfrider Beach, there's a warning 100 yards up and down the coast from the public restrooms. Surfrider Beach, by the way, was given an F rating by Heal the Bay. For Santa Monica Pier in Santa Monica, 100 yards up and down the coast from the pier. Pico Kenter Storm Drain at Santa Monica State Beach, 100 yards up and down the coast from the storm drain. And for Topanga Canyon Beach in Malibu, 100 yards up and down the coast from the lagoon. This beach also given an F rating from Heal the Bay. The department is also asking folks to avoid the entire swim area at Inner Cabrillo Beach in San Pedro and Mother's Beach in Marina del Rey. We caught up with some surfers who are out and about now after we told them about the warnings, and this is what one had to say.
Surfers really don't care. You know, nobody wants to get sick, but you know, the chances are parts per million, and you want to catch a wave, you know, and as you can see, there are already 75, 85 guys out in the water. You know, it's just the reality of what a surfer is willing to do to ride a wave.
And we know it's tempting to want to go swimming and surfing if you are in areas near these beaches, but please avoid doing so. These warnings have been issued due to bacteria that have tested above health standards in the most recent tests. Reporting in Malibu, Lucelia Caballero, KCAL News.
Elvis Presley's historic Graceland home is headed for a foreclosure sale. It's set to be sold off at auction this Thursday after Lisa Marie Presley allegedly failed to repay a nearly $4 million loan taken out in 2018. according to a public notice about the property's foreclosure. Lisa Marie apparently signed a deed of trust with Nasani Investments and Private Lending and used Graceland as collateral. But her daughter, actress Riley Cano, is fighting to block the sale, claiming her mom never signed a deed.
More than 100 drivers for Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, and other companies are on the road in a car caravan headed to Northern California. Workers from the LA area and San Diego started the drive yesterday to San Francisco for the rally. The California Supreme Court is considering a legal challenge to Prop 22, which excludes gig workers from the state's workers' comp program, as well as minimum wage and overtime protections. Drivers say voters were misled when they passed Prop 22 in 2020.
The message that the companies will say is that we make a fair share of their profit, and it's not the case. The voter was deceived as well as the employee.
SoCal delivery drivers will meet up with other caravans from the Central Valley, Sacramento, and other areas as they make their way north.
Time right now, 8:38. Coming up, the invention that could help firefighters and our environment.
Because I knew I didn't sign anything.
Then at 8, solar shock. KCAL News investigates how some California homeowners are being locked into solar panel leases even though they're not even installed on their homes.
Then, do you know what to make of the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef? Well, Tom Hanks asked his son, and the text exchange is now going viral.
And we look live outside with some sunshine at the beach. It is partly sunny in Long Beach. It is sunny in Santa Monica. It is sunny along the coast in Orange County. What's changing and how long can we keep the change? Your forecast coming up. Kalina.
Hi, good morning. So we have that crash still on the 5 South right at Brookhurst, but now it is in the Senator Vider. So we're seeing some of the traffic start to ease up just slightly. Now it's a 29-minute ride from Valley View to Brookhurst.
When you have auto glass damage, let SafeLight come to you. My customer enjoys time with her family. So when her windshield got a crack, she scheduled with SafeLight in just a few clicks. We came to her house, replaced the windshield, and installed new wipers. That's service on her time.
We come to you for free. Schedule now for free mobile service at safelight.com.
SafeLight repair, SafeLight replace.
I don't.
Hi. I'm a helpful Honda person. Honda is going to pay for your night. If you can hit that target over there with the blue shirt.
Today we help some golfers.
Honda is going to take care of your bill.
And we can help you too. It's a great deal on a reliable, award-winning Honda. Right now you can lease a 2024 Accord LX for just $249 a month plus tax. Or check out the Accord Hybrid, which gets up to 51 miles per gallon.
I was so excited to buy my first home, but I needed a lot of work done on it. I went to Angie. Jamie was the first person to call.
I explained to her some of the things I could do and showed her some pictures.
He's resurfaced my flooring. He's done plumbing work. He's refinished this beautiful table here.
We just had to sand it for a week.
Well, we didn't. He did.
With top-rated certified pros in over 500 categories, Angie can connect you with the right pro for any home project. Find top-rated certified pros in your area at Angie.com.
This place is perfect, but I really need a better credit score.
Apartment hunting, huh? Oh, our credit's not looking too good, but you kind of need good credit to be.
This'll take forever.
Got some new check blocks? We can look through those.
I could improve my low score by 21 points? Huh. In maybe just 4 days? Nice.
Everything you need to outsmart the system. Intuit Credit Karma. Okay, let's go. You guys good?
Hey.
All right, we good?
Keep going. The clock, it's ticking.
Off we go.
60 minutes. 60 minutes.
60 minutes. It's time for 60 Minutes. Sundays on CBS.
What? I can't be pansexual with my blade? With my goddamn knife? Can't be pansexual with What? Go live? Huh?
Welcome back. Homeowners are finding liens on their homes for solar panels they never even got or wanted.
This is unreal. Some are so upset they're driving from LA to Northern California to protest. KCAL's Curtis Ming investigates this solar surprise.
Yeah, there's so much buzz about solar, but some people are saying they just showed interest in solar and somehow got locked into loans.
That's my roof.
If you look up at Andrea Bacretta's Sacramento roof, you won't find solar panels. She says she decided against them after meeting with a salesperson from solar company Freedom Forever. Then, more than a year later, this invoice showed up from finance company Solar Mosaic, saying Andrea owed $11,640 with a loan maturity date of 2048.
I thought that's a mistake because I knew I didn't sign anything.
And again, she never got solar panels. But to take out a loan, somebody needed her social security number. How would they get your social security number?
I give them because he said he needs it for the estimate.
Aside from the loan, we discovered Solar Mosaic filed a lien against your home in February of last year.
Can't believe it. You were the first one who told me that.
So he says that's when he signed a blank iPad.
Similar stories are getting reported about Freedom Forever and Mosaic. In Arizona, two different homeowners told local station KTVK they got billed for solar panels they didn't get or want.
It's horrible. Power your growth through Mosaic.
In this video posted to YouTube, lender Mosaic encourages its partner contractors to get homeowners to sign deals digitally with no paperwork.
And closing the sale in the same visit.
Protesters from as far away as Los Angeles showed up to Mosaic's Oakland headquarters last month, demanding the company cancel loans, claiming the company conspired with contractors to defraud homeowners. In Andrea's case, Freedom Forever Solar told us there are some significant factual errors in her claim, saying she docu-signed a contract in February of 2023. I asked them to send her that contract. Andrea insists she didn't sign it. This is an electronic signature. Your signature is not on that piece of paper.
No.
Freedom Forever supplied us the docu-signed audit of that signature, which raises even more questions. It shows Andrea viewed the contract at 10:41:12 and signed it at 10:41:41, 29 seconds later. How could she possibly get through a 24-page contract in 29 seconds? Mosaic then claimed these are the loan documents Andrea signed that same morning. And despite English being her second language, Andrea's speed reading skills got even better, according to the DocuSign audit they provided. Viewing 29 pages starting at 10:47:20, signing it in 6 different spots by 10:47:47, 27 seconds later. Mosaic also claims they confirmed the loan terms with her on a recorded phone line, yet they refused to share that with us. Despite standing by its contract, Freedom Forever now says we worked with her lender to ensure the loan was canceled. Mosaic sent her this confirmation showing the loan is canceled, and we found the lien termination filing with the county.
I can check my blood pressure.
Andrea says the stress from this loan tied to solar panels she never got and says she never wanted has left her with dangerously high blood pressure. She wants both companies held accountable.
Because somebody needs to stop them.
We've also learned the California Contractors Board has fined Freedom Forever 13 times since 2017, and they are currently going after Freedom Forever's license. We contacted Mosaic about the claims of their protesters that it's conspiring with contractors to defraud homeowners. The company did not answer that question directly. However, they did tell us they take these safeguards very seriously, and if there's an issue, they work with homeowners to resolve them. Curtis Ming, KCAL News.
All right, let's get a check of our next weather now with Paul, and solar panels might be in store for today.
May actually get some energy sent toward them. Yeah, it has been a very cloudy. We call it May gray for a reason. We call it June gloom for a reason. We get stuck in ruts weather-wise where nothing comes along to mix up the atmosphere, and we kind of get stuck cloudy. That said, this has been exceptionally cloudy this May. 18 out of 21 days, because some of you do have cloud cover this morning, and we still have some clouds over downtown Los Angeles. Angeles. It is our inland valleys that are the cloudiest spot right now. We can view that. That is in the foreground of this picture from Mount Wilson, where we are locked in with the cloud cover there. But our beaches have tons of sunshine. Coming up this weekend, we're looking at temperatures that will likely be in the mid to upper 60s. Ontario, 58 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. Inland Empire, inland valleys, you're the cloudy spot this morning. Beaches have sunshine. It is 61 and sunny in Laguna Beach. It's 59 and sunny in Malibu. Camarillo, you have sunshine as well, 60 degrees. Hop Inland, cloudy or cooler. Pasadena, 56. Claremont, 56. Burbank, 57. Sun is coming soon, but you're not there yet. Off to the races, mid-60s. On your way up to a high in the mid-80s is the Antelope Valley. Inland Empire, you have cloud cover now. By 10 o'clock, some sunshine. By 11 o'clock, full sunshine, and the lunch hour will be beautiful. 68 degrees, mostly sunny skies. Glendale, 71 today, 72 tomorrow. Likely the warmest 2 days of the week. The stronger onshore breeze, unfortunately, returns on Thursday with cooler weather and more widespread cloud cover. As I mentioned, we need something to stir up or mix up the atmosphere or change something, or else you just get locked in the same thing over and over again, kind of like the movie Groundhog Day, where you're doing the same weather every day. Well, that something is no closer to us than northern Nevada. It's far away from us, but the trough of low pressure going under that area of low pressure is turning our wind direction to more of a northerly wind. Minor change, major impact. It's giving us much less cloud cover, and it will help burn off the clouds much easier. 10, 11 o'clock, clouds are gone today, mostly sunny everywhere. Later on this afternoon. Tomorrow morning, some low cloud cover returns, but not a ton, kind of like today. The farther west you go, the more sunshine you're going to get. Sun is gone by 10 or 11 o'clock again, and temperatures bump up again into the 70s. Universal City, 72. Santa Clarita, 77 degrees. But the onshore breeze does return on Thursday, which means thicker clouds, longer to burn off, cooler weather. Looks like the end of the holiday weekend. Memorial Day may be the warmest day of the three, back up to 73 in Los Angeles. For our valleys, a lot of sunshine today and tomorrow this afternoon. You'll be warmer up to 78 tomorrow, but then back down to 71 by Friday. Inland Empire, close to 80 today and tomorrow with that wind direction change, but then cooling down to 72 to begin your holiday weekend on Saturday. Let's see how traffic's doing. Here's Kalina. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. It's been pretty busy out there this morning. We've got a couple things going on in Orange County that is causing severe delays out there. So as you head out the door, let's start off there. So you can see all of the red building on the 5 freeway out of Anaheim this morning. So taking a look, we saw this motorcycle crash 5 south at Jeffrey, the carpool and left lane blocked off. That is what it looks like in the camera. You can see the cones are still up. And the commute time now from the 22 to Jeffrey will take you 46 minutes to get through. You can take the 405. We do have traffic though, but it's a little bit better. Then this crash is still in the center divider right at Brookhurst, so that's causing a delay from before the 91 and stays so through Anaheim. Here's a look at LA. We have a new problem on the 60 that cleared to the shoulder right at Hacienda. You can see that backup heading through the Sea of Industry. Then on the alternate route, 10 west at Holt, the carpool and left lane blocked off because of a crash there. And this is the 210 through Arcadia, where it is also bumper to bumper. Rita May, back to you.
Kalina, thank you. The time right now, 8:50. Straight ahead, the rumor that may or may not excite Swifties.
Then at 9, a food company is getting into the weight loss business. It's out with a line of frozen food just for people taking drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy. We have details ahead.
Everyone cashing in.
Yes.
Plus, the top travel destinations to avoid if you're on a budget, and see which spot here in Southern California made the list.
Some of our best ideas and innovations come from people that work here. The idea for Chipotle mayonnaise or buffalo chicken might have started as something that Sharon made for her family.
One of my favorite things is definitely the eating part.
She knows what she's proud to serve and proud to feed her family, and there's no better quality control than a person who puts their hand on it and sees it through the process to taste it.
Absolutely.
The right way, even if it's the hard way. Dees and Watson, it's a family thing since 1939.
It was my first accident ever. I was like shaking. I was so scared. When I first reached out to Jacoby & Myers, I didn't know if I had a case or not. As soon as I got a hold of my attorney, she was very, very nice, very kind. Because of Jacoby & Myers, I don't have that pressure to worry about a medical bill or things like that. If I know of any accident, I'm like, call Jacoby & Myers. They'll help you.
Jacoby & Myers, because everyone deserves justice.
love shopping the Real Real. It's Gucci,
Louis Vuitton,
Prada, Hermes, Dior,
Rolex, Burberry,
Saint Laurent.
It's luxury brands up to 90% off retail.
It's 10,000 new arrivals every single day, and they've all been authenticated.
It's keeping it sustainable.
It's finding something one of a kind.
It's whatever you want it to be.
thousands of new arrivals daily, up to 90% off retail.
The Real Real, where luxury is yours to define.
America. We are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. At Grand Canyon University, we believe in equal opportunity, and the American dream starts with purpose. To serve others in ways that promote human flourishing and create a ripple effect of transformation for generations to come. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Can a can of Lysol take care of my snotty sofa?
Can do.
Mildewy tiles.
Can do.
These?
Yep, the Can Do can. Nothing kills more germs on more surfaces than Lysol disinfectant spray. Lysol, what it takes to protect.
She's
I was supposed to be sent away, but they forgot to come and get me.
Well, this morning there are rumors that Taylor Swift could be headed back to the big screen, but not for her music.
Okay, Cal Entertainment correspondent Suzanne Marquez is here now with the story.
And I just want to say she was in the movie Valentine's Day, which is a very LA movie and one of my favorites. So this isn't like a first for her.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I did too. I didn't.
Yeah, you're a true Swiftie. We know that.
Well, I also love Valentine's Day.
Yes, we love the holiday, and you love love. That's like your signature. Okay, so Ryan Reynolds is responding to rumors that Taylor Swift could be appearing in the next Deadpool movie. There have been rumors for a while she could make a surprise appearance as superhero Dazzler. Ryan has been promoting Deadpool and Wolverine coming to theaters this summer and tells Fandango there is so much speculation about who might appear, and that's what he loves about it, the surprise element.
Well, and I have to say, he and Hugh Jackman showed up to
a Travis Kelce game. Like a Travis Kelce game.
Yes.
Kansas City Chiefs. And one of the directors, the director of the upcoming film.
So it's happening.
Yeah, they have been asked. Yeah, the director was on Entertainment Tonight. He walked off saying, I'm not going to give anything up, but that tells me where there's smoke, there's fire. So Nina Dobrev has been working on her bucket list with her boyfriend, but this is how it started. She was on an electric dirt bike. Let's show where yeah, that's where we're at now. Poor thing. So this was a one and done kind of bucket list item because she ended up in the hospital. So yeah, she tried to ride an electric bike. We don't know the details of the crash.
See, this is why I will not do an electric bike.
Me either. Too scared.
The regular bike a lot.
Yeah, also you need a helmet for any bike basically. So there was a brace on her neck and her left leg. We don't know exactly like if it's broken, if there's pins in there, but you know, she has been doing that bucket list. You know who she's with? Shaun White, the former Olympic snowboarder. They have traveled to Antarctica, Dubai, Monaco, Indonesia, even visited her mom in France. So they're up for adventure, but maybe they had a little bit too much
time to take a breath. Maybe she got in over her head with the Olympic.
Yeah,
you know,
like
not
Shaun,
quite on par.
Yeah, maybe do that with the guys because she's a gorgeous actress. We cannot be, you know, hurting the moneymaker.
That's very true.
Yes, it is. So yes, helmet next time, Nina. Okay, so everybody's also curious about the feud between Drake and Kendrick Lamar, even Oscar winner Tom Hanks.
Well, I'm with you, Tom.
Yes. It's like, what is really going on? I think this is so cute because he posted, Chet did, the father-son text exchange on social media. I love that he refers to his dad as Pops and Big Mine. You know, he's a rapper, by the way. Chet is totally different from Tom. He's very cool. He said Kendrick started this beef when Drake called Kendrick, J. Cole, and himself Big Three in the rap industry. So that's how Kendrick got his feelers up. Drake then criticized Kendrick's small feet.
Oh my goodness.
Kendrick called Drake a deadbeat dad. There was much more back and forth that kept escalating, but the best part was Tom Hanks' reaction to the beef. He said, holy cow, these are fighting words. Who's winning?
That's such a dad thing to say, too.
Holy cow. So Chet said, Dad, were you not paying attention to anything? I mean, the consensus, Chet didn't say this, is that Kendrick's winning. But I mean, Drake is worth a lot more money, but when it comes to the battles, he lost the battle so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so glad that Tom Hanks is the one who could help us.
I know, isn't that fantastic?
It just makes
sense.
sense.
Tons of people at home have been wondering what's the beef, and now we basically got to the weekend mother.
Thank Tom Hanks for so many things.
Yes. He's
American hero.
Yes.
Thank you, Suzanne. Heart-stopping moment in Milwaukee where a news crew caught a violent hit-and-run crash on camera. You could hear the tire screech, then the loud impact. This all happened on Sunday when a reporter was interviewing someone about a shooting in the neighborhood. When a driver lost control of the car and slammed head-on into a minivan. You see it there. The driver takes off while the passenger struggles to get out.
The passenger in that video that you just showed me, he couldn't even get up. He couldn't even move. You know, he tried to get out of the car. He collapsed. You don't want that to be your kid or some kid that you know that you care about. Let's have these conversations and let's put a stop to this.
Good advice. A 57-year-old man in the minivan was taken to the hospital. Meanwhile, police say the car was stolen by teenagers. They're still looking for the driver of that stolen vehicle.
A Georgia-based company is close to creating a more natural and environmentally friendly way to put out fires. Crossplane Solution is testing out a firefighting foam made of soybeans. For years, fire foams have contained the family of forever chemicals, also known as PFAs, but those chemicals don't break down in nature, so this so-called soy foam does.
Over half of the content in the soy foam is made from soy meal, soy flour. It's the same ingredient that's used for baking. If you're eating donuts, you're eating part of soy foam.
Soy foam has been it's kind of hard to say, it's been thoroughly tested to meet standards before it can become available nationwide. The United Soybean Board is planning to host an expo this August
3 more times
for fire departments and lawmakers to see it firsthand.
Say it again.
KCAL News Mornings at 9 starts now.
This is KCAL News Mornings.
New details on a passenger who died on a flight. Others also injured after severe turbulence. We're going to have the latest just ahead.
Also, Donald Trump's lawyers rested their defense this morning without the former president taking the witness stand. The case is now closer to the moment the jury will decide his fate.
And giving shelter dogs and other rescues a second shot. These animals are getting pampered and prepped what they're hoping to get out of their fancy photo shoot. Taking a live look outside. Well, there's sun on one side of that hillside in Malibu and a little cloud cover on the other. But we're getting there. Oh, look at that. Sunshine in Santa Monica. We hope you're having a good morning watching KCAL News Mornings at 9. Today is Tuesday, May 21st. I'm Jamie Yukas.
Hey, good morning, everyone. I'm Chris Holmstrom, not Ruth Shabbat. Yes, she just went on assignment, so I'm helping out for the morning.
Thank you.
Talk about this weather. I went outside and I'm like, oh, I need my sunglasses.
Oh, it was a surprise.
It was bright, yeah, for me. But
First time in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks, yeah, it's been a while.
You know, maybe I iris down and iris up with the camera. I think all of our eyes are irised up, so when the sun comes out, it's like, make it stop. It's like, come on.
Oh, no, bring it on.
Yeah. It's been 2 weeks since we've had a sunny morning, and we got a few spots for the sunny morning, so let's hop over to the weather wall here, and I'll show you, I believe the same two cameras we just showed you a couple seconds ago. I'll add a little bit more detail to it. A little bit of cloud cover out there, but Santa Monica, you've been one of the sunniest spots over the past couple of afternoons. Well, you get to enjoy it this morning. Now let's go back to Malibu. This camera is at about 2,600 feet, so there's some clouds at that level streaming in. The beach itself, off in the distance, is actually sunny, but the Malibu hills currently are not. That said, we're actually talking about sunshine before 10 o'clock, so that's an improvement. We are very cloudy in all of our inland valleys. Basically, if you took the 210 from beginning to end, it is socked in with cloud. So the moisture and cloud cover is still banking up against the mountains, but it's our beaches which have the most sunshine. Next month, the headlines. Not as cloudy. Earlier sunshine today, a little bit milder because more sunshine, but we're still going to be cooler than average. This is downtown Los Angeles. A lot of sunshine, lunchtime and onward, likely even before lunchtime, but highs only around 70 degrees. The average high is 74. Simi Valley, 73. Chino 75, Santa Ana 68. We are going to warm up in the Inland Empire when the sun comes out, upper 70s, and much warmer today in the Antelope Valley. Yesterday about 72. Today we're looking at a high of 84. So we are warming up with earlier sunshine. Let's see how the roads are doing. Here's Paulina. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. So I'm starting off once again in Orange County because it's kind of a mess on the 5. We have 2 issues here. One in the center divider southbound side of Brookhurst because of a crash. And then up ahead in Irvine, we have a motorcycle accident 5 south at Jeffrey. Carpool left lane still blocked off. Mapping it out from the 22 to Jeffrey, that'll take you 48 minutes to get through. You still can take the 405 as an option, even though there is slowing speed-wise. It's a little bit better. Inland Empire is starting to look great. We love to see this. The 91 is a 17-minute ride from McKinley to Green River. The 215, not too bad. And the 15, this is a live look outside with our next traffic camera. You can see the sunshine. You can also see all of the space in between the cars, too. So it's wide open through the Cajon Pass this morning. Here's LA. I do have an issue on the 134. It's an overturned car westbound at San Fernando Road. That left lane is blocked off. You'll see the backup coming off the 2. And that crash we had earlier on the 60 out of the way now, but the backup is about 21 minutes, leaving the 57 to the 605. Jamie, back to you.
Lena, thank you. One person is dead after severe turbulence on a flight. Our assignment manager, Mark Lou, at the desk, the latest details of this one. Mark?
Yeah, Jamie, this has been terrifying for the passengers on board the Singapore Airlines flight. It originally took off out of London's Heathrow Airport. Its destination was Singapore, but had to make an emergency landing at Bangkok Airport after the plane plunged thousands of feet in minutes due to severe turbulence. One man lost his life. 55 more people were injured. Now, I want to bring you out to Flight Radar 24. This shows the flight path of Singapore Airlines flight SQ321 yesterday. You can see it took off out of London, and it transitions through Eastern Europe, over Turkey, through the Middle East, but I want to take you to when it was in Southeast Asia here, and I'm going to zoom in off the western coast of Thailand. Now, I want you to focus on some data at the bottom of the screen down here. This is information where this plane was traveling at about 37,000 feet, about 500 knots. And just after 8 a.m., you're going to notice that this plane suddenly takes a dramatic dive. It falls about 6,000 feet in about 2.5 minutes. That is an extremely rapid descent. It then stabilizes and then makes an emergency landing at Singapore, at Bangkok Airport. Now, a plane this size, the Boeing 777, should descend at about 500 feet per minute. This plane went down at about 2,000 feet per minute, or 4 times faster than a normal passenger would be used to. Let me show you some video from Bangkok Airport. There was a news conference there this morning. It was held in Thai, but the translator for the AP translated into English. The general manager of the airport who spoke confirmed 7 critical injuries on this plane, 23 injuries he described as medium, including a flight attendant, and 25 minor injuries. The general manager of the airport in Bangkok went on to say there was also 1 man who died. That person described as a 73-year-old male British passenger. The cause appears to be either from a heart failure or a heart attack. Now, there were a total of 211 passengers on this plane. It's unclear if any of them were Americans or if any Americans were injured. We are still getting some more information about that. But obviously, there will be an investigation by Singapore Airlines as to how this severe turbulence caused this plane to plunge so fast and cause so many injuries on board. That is the very latest from the desk. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, lots of questions, Mark. Thank you. 2 people are recovering after what's being called a random attack near the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica.
Yeah, and one of the victims still in critical condition. KCON News report Tina Patel, she's live at the scene with the very latest. And Tina, these were all German tourists, right?
Yeah, you know, Santa Monica's mayor was actually out to dinner that night at the same restaurant as these tourists. It was after the dinner when they were walking in his parking structure at Broadway and 4th. They were attacked. Luckily, police were able to respond quickly and they were able to chase down the suspect. Take a look. He's been identified as 29-year-old Larry Cedino. The mayor believes he is homeless. He has a history of arrests over the last year and was actually on probation for larceny when this latest attack happened. We're waiting to hear if he's going to be in court today and formally charged. Now, on Sunday, police say Cedino stabbed 2 people and assaulted a 3rd person. Police say it was an unprovoked attack. The victims were German tourists, and one was in critical condition, but the last report was stable. Leaders in Santa Monica say these random attacks are very alarming.
I feel for every resident in our city who needs that feeling of safety and security.
I don't know the circumstances of this particular individual, but oftentimes we find out that it's connected to either mental health or substance abuse.
And you're right, remember, it was just a week ago, there was another random attack here in Santa Monica near public restroom along Ocean Walk. Police say there was a mentally unstable homeless man who grabbed a woman as she was jogging. He tried to drag her into the restroom, but Good Samaritan saved her, and that man was taken into custody. Now, as we come back out here live, we know Memorial Day is right around the corner. The summer months are when a lot of people come to try to enjoy our beach communities. So there are people who live and work here that say something needs to be done in order to keep people safe.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for tourism in this area either. All right, Tina, thank you. A pedestrian has been killed after getting run over by a car in Willowbrook. That crash was reported after 4 this morning on Rosecrans Avenue in South Broadway. The age or gender of the victim is unknown at this time. CHP reported that the driver did remain on scene. The cause is still under investigation.
High-speed chase from East LA to Downey comes to an end with the suspect crashing right into a building. Police say they received reports of a stolen car around 1 o'clock this morning. The building on Paramount Boulevard and 5th Street was closed at the time of the crash. No one was hurt and the suspect was arrested.
Yeah, imagine hearing that over and over. Well, a 63-year-old man suspected of setting off those explosions in Pasadena has been taken into custody. Police say more than 150 explosions were reported in the city over the last 2 years, including 14 in just the last 2 weeks. Police say ShotSpotter technology, which listens for gunfire, kept catching the detonations. Art Berrien is facing 3 felony charges.
New developments in the search for the man who opened fire on Riverside County deputies last week.
Yeah, we're now getting a look at who they're looking for. KCAL News reporter Rick Montez is in Riverside with photos of the suspects.
This initially began as a traffic stop, but now investigators say the wanted man is facing a charge for attempted murder. They also tell us that he has the last known address in San Bernardino. Let's show you who investigators are looking for. 30-year-old Martin Perez Jr. They released 2 photos of him with different haircuts. You see the description on your screen as well. He's 5'11", 260 pounds. Deputies say he should be considered armed and dangerous. Last Tuesday around 6 p.m., a deputy tried to stop Perez. The sheriff's department says this was in Jurupa Valley, but he drove off and later went down a dirt road near 68th Street and Pat's Ranch Road. They say he opened fire on the deputy and then ran into the trees and bushes in the Santa Ana River bottom. When this first happened last week, deputies had not released a description of who they were looking for, leaving neighbors asking questions about that. Neighbors also feared that he could be hiding in the wooded area behind their homes. Now, though, as detectives still hunt for this man that they are calling armed and dangerous, neighbors know who to watch out for. Investigators are asking anyone with information on where Perez may be to contact the Jurupa Valley Sheriff's Station, and they tell us the deputy involved in last week's incident was not hurt. Reporting in Riverside, Rick Montanez, KCAL News.
The defense rested a case in former President Donald Trump's criminal hush money trial. Only 2 witnesses were called to the stand. Trump did not end up testifying on his own defense. Prosecutors rested their case Monday after calling on 20 witnesses, including Michael Cohen. Trump is charged with falsifying business records to hide a payment to adult film actress Stormy Daniels right before the 2016 election. The payment was allegedly to keep her quiet about a sexual encounter that she said that she had with Trump years earlier. Trump, he denied that encounter and all other wrongdoing. Closing arguments in the case are expected to take place next Tuesday.
President Biden is slamming efforts by international prosecutors to arrest top Israeli and Hamas leaders over the October 7th attack and the way the war in Gaza has been waged.
There's no equivalence between Israel and Hamas, contrary to allegations against Israel made by the International Court of Justice. What's happening is not genocide. We reject that.
In a speech to honor Jewish American Heritage Month, President Biden rejected the International Criminal Court's move, calling the efforts outrageous. The ICC announced yesterday that it's seeking arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Israel's defense minister, as well as 3 Hamas leaders. Warrants are on charges of war crimes and crimes against humanity. U.S. officials say they worry the move could derail peace talks. It's up to a panel of ICC judges to decide if there's enough evidence to go to trial. Israel and the U.S. do not recognize the International Criminal Court's authority.
And the world is watching closely what happens next in Iran after the country's president was killed in a helicopter crash. This morning, Iranian officials received the coffins of the Iranian president and 7 others during a ceremony in Tehran. Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi was killed when his helicopter crashed in a foggy mountain area. For survivors Vice President Mohammed Mukber will take over as interim president.
A big election day in California's 20th district as voters decide who will replace former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. He resigned from Congress 2 months after his fellow Republicans ousted him as Speaker. McCarthy had served at Bakersfield on Capitol Hill for 16 years. Assemblyman Vince Fong, who used to work for McCarthy, has filled the spot and wants to serve out the rest of McCarthy's term. He faces Tulare County Sheriff Mike Bordeaux, who has been in law enforcement since the age of 19. Low voter turnout is expected today. Time right now, 9:11, and still to come. Thieves break into a posh hotel and try to make off with a huge amount of loot. The suspects aiming to grab every Hermes Birkin bag in that store. We're going to tell you how much those bags are worth.
Also, to lure more customers, Spirit Airlines, they're making some big changes. What the company plans to do to lower costs even more.
And is skipping a cup of coffee in the morning something you brag about?
Definitely not.
Yeah, me neither. But apparently to some people, this is a new power move in the office. We'll discuss.
No. Next weather forecast showing you sunshine in Long Beach. Maybe Mother Nature will provide an extra jolt for you, if not the caffeine, with bonus sunshine this morning. How long do we stay now sunnier? Your forecast next.
VIP family, you can unlock deals 5 times faster. You don't even have to be an actual family.
Oh, I'll be the dad.
I'm the dad. Hey, physically, it's clear that I'm the dad.
Okay, so which dad is paying?
You're the dad. During the first 15 minutes of a rainstorm, the number of auto accidents increases significantly, even with a small amount of rain. So you can avoid it, stay off the road for at least 15 minutes after a storm hits before you get behind the wheel. And if you're injured in an accident, rain or shine, call me for an absolutely free case evaluation.
Call Jacob, I'm running. Call Jacob.
This skinny pop is amazing.
And only 3 simple ingredients.
We never have to stop. We never have to stop.
Hey guys, I picked up some...
Surprise! Skinny pop. Endlessly delicious.
He made a cow.
Actually, it's picnic. My inspiration to start saving. How about a more solid way to save? I'm listening. Well, BMO helps get your savings habit into shape with a cash reward every month you save.
Cash reward?
And there's a cash bonus when you open a new checking account to get you started.
Wow. Anything you can't do?
Mugs.
BMO.
Welcome back to KCAL News Mornings at 9 and streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. There's a live look out there.
Makes you want to stay in bed, doesn't it?
Well, this picture does, but if you go to the beaches, the sun's already out, so I don't know, depending on where you're at. You're either up and at 'em or
right?
you're still asleep.
Malibu, the sun was out.
There you go. See, Santa Monica. Just head west, people. 9:15 right now. We're seeing newly released video of a nearly $2 million heist at a high-end store. This happened back in March at a hotel in Miami Beach. The video shows 2 men stuffing garbage bins full of Hermes handbags, which retail for tens of thousands of dollars each. In less than a minute, the robbers nabbed, get this, $1.8 million worth of the luxury items. The 2 men then left in separate vehicles, but police quickly tracked down one of them. He's now charged with grand theft. I wonder how soon he'll roll on the other one.
It's just crazy how much those handouts are for just one.
If you ever watch The Real Housewives, they all have them.
Yeah, right.
Cleanup continues today in one of SoCal's most historic areas. City crews clearing out a homeless encampment at the El Pueblo Historical Monument near downtown LA. Councilmember Kevin De Leon coordinated the cleanup using the city's rarely enforced anti-camping ordinance. His office says out of the dozens of people there, about 14 of them agreed to interim housing or supportive care.
All right, let's get back to that weather. I was out of town the last few days. I asked you, how was it? Apparently, it's been May gray this whole time.
Yes, and
The sun
clearing
comes out a little later.
Yeah, comes out later.
All right, Paul. So everyone wants to know, what's it going to be like later?
You could have been on a 2-week business trip to Asia and just come back, and we would have said, yeah, it's been May gray the whole time you were gone, because that's basically what we've had. So the Weather Service just put out their forecast discussion, their little cliff notes, if you will, on the forecast. They called the cloud pattern right now chaotic, meaning there's really no rhyme or reason. Some of you have clouds, some of you don't. Should be gone by lunchtime. Now clouds are re-emerging over Long Beach, and they have been there over the Hollywood Hills, looking toward downtown and the coastal plain. But many of you also have sunshine. So some of you do, some of you don't. All of you, all of us, should have sunshine by lunchtime. Still on the bottom of the list temperature-wise. Even with the sunshine, we're hitting 69 degrees today. So pretty much every day for the past couple weeks, we've been highlighting the cities warmer than us in Southern California. We go international today. Paris, France, 71 degrees Fahrenheit. Moscow, Russia, 74. Cabo, you would expect that one, 81 degrees with sunshine. Ottawa, Canada, you might not expect that. North of New York State and New England, it is going to be 82 degrees today, or 13 degrees warmer than what we get here. Our inland areas, our deserts, the desert southwest, warm, not hot this weekend. Scottsdale, low 90s is actually below average for you. Palm Springs, if you're traveling for the holiday weekend, gorgeous weather, not that warm, 84 on Saturday, 90 on Sunday, 60s at the beach, 80s to low 90s for Las Vegas. Currently outside, we've gone cloudy again in Burbank. Sun will be out soon, but you had sunshine to start. Now you've got cloud cover. It is currently 59 degrees outside. 59 in downtown Los Angeles, 59 in Simi Valley, 60 in Riverside, close to 70 with sunshine in the Antelope Valley, and you do have some sunshine along the coast in Orange County, 62 degrees there. San Fernando Valley, sun will be back out by 11. Sun stays out this afternoon. Temperatures will stay cooler than average. Rancho Cucamonga, you should be in the low 80s this time of year. The warmest you get this week, 75 today, 76 degrees coming up tomorrow. But less cloud cover today. I expect a repeat performance tomorrow, and that L on your television screen or smartphone is the reason why. It's something actually changing the pattern in our atmosphere. We needed to change the wind direction. It sounds really simple, but with all the storms way up in the Pacific Northwest or Canada, there's nothing coming along to change the wind direction. So every day for 2 straight weeks, onshore flow, morning clouds, morning. We were just stuck in that for 2 weeks. This is turning the winds more northerly. That's all it takes. Thin out the cloud cover. All the clouds are gone by lunchtime. Earlier sunshine, milder weather, simply because the winds change direction just a little bit. Tomorrow morning, more of a northerly wind. You can see it coming over the mountains right there through the Santa Clarita Valley. Clouds are gone early. Sunshine comes out earlier, and temperatures climb up. Calabasas, Universal City, and Santa Clarita in the 70s. Los Angeles may hit the 70s tomorrow, but then we fall back to the 60s because the onshore flow reestablishes on Thursday. As we head toward the holiday weekend in our valleys, 70s will hold on, but they may be a little bit higher. Temperatures will be a bit warmer for Memorial Day. Inland Empire, close to 80 today and tomorrow. How about 83 for Memorial Day? That's your kickout forecast.
All right, well, thank you so much. All right, take a look at this. A picturesque Japanese town is putting up a giant mesh barrier to block a popular selfie spot. This is near Mount Fuji. So it's the town of Fujikawa-Gujiko. It's become overrun with foreign tourists trying to get, that perfect photo of Japan's most famous mountain. Well, apparently there's a lot of complaints about tourists littering, trespassing, and breaking traffic rules, and Japan has actually been experiencing over-tourism issues since reopening after the pandemic back in late 2022. More than 3 million tourists entered the country in March of this year.
We've seen this happen in other countries, but to put up an actual barrier so people can't take a picture is pretty remarkable.
It makes sense, though. I mean, if you're not going to take care of it, in Japan, they take care of their stuff.
Can you imagine, though, if you booked your trip and you get there, you're like, oh, what?
I would be upset, but hopefully they have other things to do, too.
There's plenty to do.
I still need to go to Japan.
It's amazing. Time right now, 9:20. Silicon, a food company, is getting into the weight loss business. It's out with a line of frozen food just for people taking drugs like Ozempic and Wegovy.
Also, giving shelter dogs and other rescues a second shot. These animals are getting pampered and prepped. Aww. Yeah, what they're hoping is to get out of their fancy photo shoot, though. We'll explain. Cute.
dog club?
Probably in Vegas. Someday I'll help all the little animals roam the street.
There are a lot of miles between today and someday. Your long-lasting 3-row Subaru Ascent will get your family there.
96% of Subaru vehicles sold in the past 10 years are still on the road.
Someday I'll be able to read Doug's minds. He's thinking squirrels.
I'm a Help Honda person. Honda is going to pay for your night if you can hit that target over there with the blue shirt. Oh.
Today we help some golfers.
Honda is going to take care of your bill.
And we can help you too with a great deal on a reliable, award-winning Honda. Right now you can lease a 2024 Accord LX for just $249 a month plus tax. Or check out the Accord Hybrid, which gets up to 51 miles per gallon.
Okay, when you turn around, you're going to see some more.
Yeah, but turkey and cheese.
Let's imagine that LL Cool J has a bubble around. Do we want to get teeth? There are some situations that young homeowners turning into their parents just can't handle.
Yep, there he is. There's my nephew. I got a video of him playing piano.
That's not how you take a selfie.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto with us.
3, 2, 1.
You don't need a countdown. Just take the picture.
Stab fee. One shot makes you a suit for 24 hours.
Waiting for the break of day. Getting up to splash my face. Wanting not to stay away. Should I try to do some more?
Ex-smokers who turn to e-cigarettes or vaping devices may be at higher risk for lung cancer. New research looks at more than 4 million people with a history of smoking, and it found that former smokers who had quit for 5 years or more and used e-cigarettes were at a greater risk of lung cancer-related death than ex-smokers who had not used e-cigarettes. Those who had quit for less time and vaped had a higher risk of both lung cancer and dying from it.
Yeah, scary to see, but I mean, everywhere you look, every city you go to, I feel like you see people vaping.
Yeah, it's
everywhere.
become quite the trend.
It's, yeah, not a good one, that's for sure. All right, so many of us like to bike our way to a better health. I'm not one of those, but I know a lot of people do. A new study suggests that pedaling can actually work wonders on your knees.
Oh, I better start
Yeah, me
this.
too. Researchers discovered people who biked at any point in their lives were 17% likely to develop arthritis in their knees. The study does not explain why biking was helpful or how often people should do it. I like biking at the beach, though.
It is
That's
nice,
fun.
unless people get too aggressive.
On the beach? Oh, I know. Yeah, that's scary, especially in LA.
Ding, ding, ding. Nestle is launching a new line of meals for people on Ozempic and other weight loss drugs. The new frozen food brand called Vital Pursuit will consist of 12 portion-controlled meals that are high in protein and fiber and enriched with nutrients like potassium, calcium, and iron. Company says these ingredients are what users of these drugs might miss from eating less food overall. So that's interesting. The line will hit grocery stores later this year with a suggested retail price of under $5.
Well, that's smart marketing.
It is. I mean, especially as these explode, I
Oh,
think people are going to
absolutely.
want to navigate what's best for
They've
them.
had like Lean Cuisine or like Weight Watchers to go with them, so if this makes it easier for people, maybe it's like, hey, here's my lunch for work and go.
And here are the nutrients.
And
that
here are
are
the
in it,
nutrients
which
that
is
you need.
great.
Yeah, for sure.
I might try it, and I'm not on the weight loss.
Hey, I'm hungry, so I'll eat whatever. All right, 9:25, everyone. So to come, if the economy seems rocky, why are Americans spending as if it was booming? We'll break down the trend and also what they're buying.
And beach warnings across several beaches down here might throw a wrench into your Memorial Day weekend plans. We'll have an update and the latest on that coming up.
And top destinations to avoid if you're on a budget. One spot's in Southern California. That means you can visit, potentially without paying the high-priced hotel rates. We'll explain this one.
This van just hit me out of nowhere. I thought I was dead. After the accident, I was in a lot of pain, and I decided that I needed to get an attorney because I could not work. I called Jacoby and Myers. They had their own dream team for every need, every area. They took care of me like a queen. I would recommend you call Jacoby and Myers. They really went to bat for me.
Jacoby and Myers, because everyone deserves justice.
My grandparents raised me, and I owe them the world for that. When my grandma got sick, I took care of her, and now I'm taking care of my grandpa too. Doing that inspired me to become a medical assistant. Now my goal is to make all my patients feel like family. I make it a point to know all my patients' names and to hear their stories. I'm making my grandparents proud with the work I'm doing now. My story is about creating a legacy of care.
When your home needs work, where do you go?
Angie.
Angie?
That's where Angie came in.
With Angie, find top-rated certified pros in your area. Plus, compare quotes and pricing to help you get all your jobs done well. Find top-rated certified pros in your area at Angie.com.
Today's the day I finally got my Go Henry card. My very own debit card. Guys, check it out. Got my name on it. It says Go Mia. Go Mia. Go Mia. There are so many cool features like savings accounts, paying allowances, and control of where I spend money in money missions where I can learn how money works. And also there are so many fun designs like a puppy or a pineapple or swirlies. Get your kids a Go Henry card. Get your kids money smart.
This is KCON News Mornings at 9.
And here's what's happening right now. Some Memorial Day plans may be in jeopardy following a warning from LA County.
Yeah, we're talking several beaches on the warning list due to high bacterial levels. KCON News reporter Luz Delia Caballero live at one of those beaches, Surfrider Beach in Malibu. And that's on the list, but at the same time, people are still in the water. They're still out there flexing. If that's what he's doing.
Hey, it's starting to warm up. Earlier it was a lot colder. Now it's getting pretty nice. And yeah, if you take a look over here, you can see multiple surfers out catching those waves. And they say, hey, they're not fazed by this. But, it is not safe to be in the water right now. So we do want to take note of that and highlight that. So we want to talk to you about several beach warnings issued by the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health. The department is asking those planning to visit beaches on the warnings list that we're about to give you to avoid ocean waters in these specific conditions. Take a look. Malibu Lagoon at Surfrider Beach. There's a warning 100 yards up and down the coast from public restrooms. Surfrider Beach, by the way, was given an F rating by Heal the Bay. For Santa Monica Pier in Santa Monica, 100 yards up and down the coast from the pier. Pico Kenter storm drain at Santa Monica State Beach, 100 yards up and down the coast from the storm drain. And for Topanga Canyon Beach in Malibu, 100 yards up and down the coast from the lagoon. Now, this beach was also given an F rating from Heal the Bay, and the department is also asking folks to avoid the entire swim area, the entire swim area at Inner Cabrillo Beach in San Pedro and Mother's Beach in Marina del Rey. And that's because the water is simply unsafe to be in. You can get really sick. The surfers we talk to say, hey, they'll do anything to catch a wave. Take a listen.
Surfers really don't care. Nobody wants to get sick, but the chances are parts per million, and you want to catch a wave, and as you can see, there are already 75, 85 guys out in the water. It's just the reality of what a surfer is willing to do to ride a wave.
And we do want to emphasize that these warnings have been issued due to bacterial levels exceeding health standards when last tested. And we know, hey, the weather's starting to get really nice. Once those clouds go away and that marine layer goes away, you just want to soak up the sun and maybe cool down in the water. But right now, it's not the best time. So if you had Memorial Day plans to come to the beach, you can still come, hang out in the sand, just stay away from the water. You have plenty of beaches to choose from. Reporting live in Malibu, Luz Delia Caballero, KCON News.
Yeah, so many surfers out there. Yeah, some pretty cool tricks though, but thanks for that warning. All right, a budget airline is dropping its cancellation change fees. And if consumers are fed up with inflation, why are they spending so much money?
On your side's Christine Lazar is here with these stories and more. Good questions this morning.
Yeah, you know, we talk about it a lot here. We'll say, okay, so this index says this, and this index says this, and none of it makes any sense, and make it make sense. And
we still spend the money.
We still spend the money, guys. While we may not be shopping like we did when we were all stuck at home in front of our computers during the pandemic, we still continue to see consumer spending hold steady or even increase. Despite our stubborn inflation, experts say it's the wealthy and even the middle class who are driving this spending, many of whom are locked in with those low interest rates on their homes that they did before the Fed started raising rates. So where are people spending most of their money? Year over year, we've seen an almost 8% increase in financial services and insurance. Of course, we all know that we're being charged more for our insurance, so that explains a lot of it. Also spending on health care, that's gone up 5.5%, followed closely by clothing and shoes. The recreation services are rounding out the top five, and recreation services, and then rounding out the top five is household furnishings. This is all according to the U.S. Bureau of Economic Analysis.
I think it's frustrating, though, that financial services and insurance is so high.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen huge increases in insurance, and you're right, a lot of that we can't control, so our money is going into it, whether we like it or not. But clothing and shoes, that you can
I'm surprised people aren't spending more money on traveling.
Yeah, you know, well, that might change as we head into the summer months and look at, you know, year over year there. Spirit Airlines, speaking of travel, will no longer be charging change or cancellation fees. Customers used to have to pay between $60 and $119 to change their flights. That's per ticket. This comes as its competitor Frontier Airlines announced it's eliminating change fees on some tickets, and that it's creating 4 different fare classes to make flights more affordable. Now, Spirit has struggled financially, announcing that it's furloughing 260 pilots starting in September and deferring orders on new planes. Its proposed merger with JetBlue was blocked by a federal judge, and the airline has not turned a full-year profit since 2019. Well, if you're looking for an affordable summer vacation, these destinations, they are not for you. A new study by Optimus Travel ranked the most expensive places to visit in the U.S. The top spot went to Aspen, where a week-long trip per person will cost on average $5,300.
You don't even get to ski.
Right.
Yeah, that's just
I mean, that's not too surprising, right?
I mean, that's a lot per person. A family of 20 grand for a week. Ooh. Second most expensive destination, Park City, Utah, at nearly $5 grand a week. This is more than yes, so 13,000 for a family of 4. Followed by Maui, Montauk, New York, and our very own Santa Monica took the number 5 spot, costing an average of $4,100 for a 1-week stay per person. But the good news is you don't have to stay in Santa Monica; you just go visit it.
No, that's what my friends all plan to do is come stay with me.
There you go. Now, the most affordable place to visit, the Outer Banks in North Carolina. I've never been. Where it'll only cost you about $1,000 for a 1-week stay, which is very affordable.
But if you stay with friends, you got to pay it forward, back and forth, you know. So when you go to see them, you go with
They
them.
live on Cape Cod, so we just
swap. I'm always interested in those house swaps. You know, where like you have a house, say in Santa Monica, someone has one.
Yeah, there's a movie about it called The Holiday.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I've never seen that. But there are ways to do it on more of a budget.
Yeah.
And I always say too, check Costco Travel. They have some really good deals.
They do have good deals.
Yeah.
Always looking out for us.
Yeah.
Maybe not a lot in Aspen though.
No, probably not. Let's go ahead and get a check of our next weather forecast with Paul Diano this morning. And who would want to leave and go anywhere?
I know, just stay here. You're not going to be the warmest, but it's Southern California. We got some pretty awesome things to do, even if it's cloudy outside, which it is. The clouds are actually increasing right now. They're beginning to decrease in the Inland Empire, but the focus of the clouds right over Orange County, eastern LA County, and our inland valleys, very cloudy. Ventura County and most of our beaches, not that cloudy. Let's go outside. Santa Monica now has partly sunny skies, but you've been one of our sunniest spots so far this morning. We'll head up above the clouds, but this is where inland valleys look like from above the clouds. There are lots of clouds out there, and we'll likely not see the sunshine there for another hour or 2. Low 70s, Pasadena and Burbank. Mid-70s, Santa Clarita and Van Nuys. Upper 60s for Santa Ana, downtown Los Angeles. Warm in the Antelope Valley, windy too, mid-80s, and the Inland Empire up to the upper 70s. For Los Angeles, a couple things to point out. 1, today and tomorrow, sunnier. 2, we get cooler again and cloudier Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. 3, we may begin to shake out of this pattern long term around Memorial Day. All long-range computer models do have us markedly sunnier, markedly milder. Once we hit next week, Of course, that's almost when May ends. So it's just an end to May gray because we just need to end May.
Well, but then it goes to June gloom, right?
Hopefully not, but probably.
And now there's also turn for July.
No Sky July.
There it is.
It is time to take a coffee break. We're starting with some wisdom a famous investor has for this year's college grads.
Maybe making people think differently about what to look for in the first job. Shark Tank, Barbara Corcoran, she's known for dishing out career advice. Yeah, she's pretty awesome. She's telling this year's grads to focus on something other than money for their first jobs.
1, don't let your major define yourself. Number 2, don't take any job based on how much it pays, but take it on the important thing, how much it will teach you. Number 3, always choose the best boss. Having a good boss.
Choose the boss, not the money. It helps when you get both, though. You can do that. Awesome. Multi-millionaire has some data that actually points out. A recent MIT study found that toxic workplace culture is one of the top reasons why people quit their jobs. And a workplace expert told Business Insider, a bad boss won't just jeopardize your career growth, but also negatively impact your personal life. So it's not just, money helps, but it's not just about the money.
I know, but we've talked about this before. I think all of us in our first jobs only made like $18,000 a year.
That's much.
14.5 over here.
What city were you in?
Rhinelander, Wisconsin, the booming metropolis.
Like, didn't you learn so much at that job?
I did. I also learned I never want to live in Wisconsin again.
Wisconsin, I hear it's great.
Apologies to those visiting from Wisconsin.
Yeah. It's a lovely place to visit. I'm just not made for that weather.
Yeah. No, it does make sense, though. My first boss, she was very hard on me, very much that coach-like mentality. And I learned so much, but at first I'm like, I'm not meant to do this. I need to leave the business. But I learned so much for her. Now she's become like the mentor. So
that's great.
Been cool to have over time. So choose the boss, not the money.
Yeah. We all have a wish list of things we want to buy or do, and a new study finds that's actually a good thing. In a new poll, people reveal they spend 2.5 hours dream scrolling each day.
2.5 hours?
Yes.
Yeah, where do you go?
I don't know. Like, where do people get this time? Apparently this, though, is when you spend time browsing purchases you dream about, but don't actually make. And while that's a lot of scrolling time, as you guys all indicated, consumer experts say the habit can motivate us to reach our financial goals. Some of the things people spend most of their time longing for, homes or apartments, vacations, as well as beauty and self-care products. I feel like this is just an extension. Remember a few years ago, everyone was doing those like wish boards.
Oh yeah, the dream boards.
The dream boards, those types of things. So now we just do it online, apparently, ourselves.
But I also feel like if you do it too much, it can make you feel like what you have is not enough. So I think you have to be careful of
Maybe
that.
give you motivation to work a little harder or find your passion and go from there.
True. I used to scroll homes a lot before we bought our first place. I was also learning, what I wanted, what I didn't want. But I've had to mute some things on social media that don't make me feel good.
Oh yeah, me too.
Does looking at Zillow count? Because I feel like looking at a house. This is fun.
Well, but that is hours a day.
Gosh, I hope not.
It's probably not all in one chunk. It's like 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
So when we do win that lottery, we can buy those dream homes and
there you go.
Dream vacations.
People are starting to take their wellness a lot more seriously after the pandemic, and for some that's meant giving up coffee.
Oh, no.
According to the Wall Street Journal, everyone from CEOs to tech workers and celebrities are touting the benefits of living without caffeine.
Okay.
Instead, they're doing the things like cold plunges, short walks, and naps for an extra boost of energy.
So hippy-dippy.
The founder of a more natural alternative to coffee also told the newspaper he sensed that people are bragging less about how many cups of coffee they've had in a day and instead focusing on how much rest they get. Now, you guys all know I do not drink coffee. I've never had a cup of coffee.
You've never had a cup of coffee?
I've taken like a sip and I've been like, no, I don't like it. My husband's tried to introduce me to different types. I don't like any of them. And at this point, I feel like if I can survive working a morning show with a newborn, I probably don't need to take it out now.
Good for you, Chrissy.
You've made it through the gauntlet.
Yeah, right? So, I'm going to brag a little bit.
Are you bragging about getting rest, though? I don't really know.
For all of time,
I guess I have some natural energy.
Are you doing cold plunges?
No.
And,
I did drink tea.
Just tired. No coffee.
I'm just tired.
Yeah.
I'm just crabby all the time.
Amber Lee just does coffee or tea as well. I know the rest of us will switch it up between energy drinks and coffee, which is probably not good long term, but we wake up.
I've also never had an energy drink.
Oh, really?
Christine, you are good.
Thanks.
I know, you get the gold star today.
Guys, thanks.
All right, let's talk about animals. There's an animal shelter in Boston. It pampers their adoptable pets ahead of National Rescue Dog Day. That was yesterday. And take a look. Animal Rescue League of Boston.
So sweet.
Yeah, they paired with a famous pet-friendly hotel to photograph the dogs, cats, even some guinea pigs that are up for adoption.
Oh, look at that regal dog.
You see that picture, they're like, I want that for a baby. Well, they took the fancy shots all over historic ballrooms and rooms and even some of the decor. Now, the photographer told People magazine she wanted to be involved because she knows a great portrait can make it that much easier for those animals to find their forever home.
That's very cute.
It is all about the photo, because I remember when I was looking, for our first dog, and I go on Pet Finder, and some of the photos were so bad that you were like, is that dog okay?
They're ugly.
I do too.
Well, I'm not talking about being ugly. I'm saying just like you could barely see them, and they looked like they weren't well kept, and you worried that they weren't healthy.
Yeah.
So these dogs look very healthy.
They're probably adopted, so.
See any in there you like, Paul?
They all look cute. They all do. We're not the guinea pig, though. We all love
Does
animals.
the dog come with that fancy room?
I know, right? A chandelier or two. That's today's coffee break. Still to come, will we see Johnny Depp return as Captain Jack Sparrow? We'll tell you what the producer of the franchise is hoping for.
Plus, as breakup speculations grow, Jennifer Lopez steps out solo at the premiere of her new movie. You'll have to hear what she has to say about her busy life.
And we are celebrating the sweetness of spring. Up next, a peek at what's being served at the Garden Grove Strawberry Festival.
This is how we made our workflow better than ever with Monday.com. It gave our team one centralized workspace where we could easily manage all workflows, files, people, and data. Now we work in sync, so everyone knows their part in the big picture. We started using dashboards. It's an amazing way to get valuable insights. We can zoom out and get the best view of our work. And the cherry on top, we can now share our workflow with our freelancers. Dreaming of your own amazing workflow? Learn more at Monday.com.
Meet our new baby sleeper in Hanasoft made with Tencel. Make changes a breeze with the two-way zip. Go from footed to footless in a snap. Protect sensitive skin with fold-over mittens. All in trusted Hana quality. Hanasoft, made to last.
As a gynecologist, I'm embarrassed to say this. We use deodorant on our armpits, and we kind of make women feel bad about body odor that they get on other parts of our body. That's why I created Lumi Whole Body Deodorant for pits, privates, and beyond. It's clinically proven to block odor all day, controls odor for 72 hours. Soap can't do that. And since your pits and privates go everywhere you go, keep them confidently fresher with Lumi. That reassurance is priceless. To learn more, go to lumideo.com.
This is Carl. He never really thought much of his credit scores. Well, until he got Credit Karma, used his scores to move on up. By putting in the work to improve his scores, he got access to a better credit card. And that sofa she liked. Ooh, is that Saffron Sunrise? And when it came time to buy a home of his own, Credit Karma helped him take things to the next level. Just in time. Intuit Credit Karma. Download the Money app where your hard work pays off.
The desk is this innovative new design concept that we have that allows us to bring the viewers one step closer to what we're doing to uncover, discover, and bring you the news. And I'm actually tracking one right here. We're going to present that data to you directly. No filters, the raw, accurate information of what's happening in Los Angeles.
Suspect down.
Listen, I need to send you our team that's developing right now. I love it. I think it's a way that we can bring viewers something that they haven't seen before on the news.
Taking a live look right now at Santa Monica. Nice and sunny up there. Welcome back. You're watching KCON News Mornings and streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. It is 9:46. All right, if you love love strawberries or like strawberries, we have the event for you. We're talking about the Garden Grove's 64th Annual Strawberry Festival. It kicks off on Friday, features rides, games, music, parades. The list goes on, of course.
Plenty of strawberries, right? We're joined live in studio by Taylor Perez from the festival and Chef Wing Lam, who's the Grand Marshal this year. Are you doing a...
Oh, yes.
Yes. Well, from Wahoo's.
Wahoo's Fish Taco, yes.
Which is so delicious. Every time I drive down, I have to get those. But so you brought strawberry salsa.
Yes. Well, you guys are going to have to make it right
here. So we'll start on that.
I've never heard of strawberry salsa.
We haven't either. So tell us what's in it.
A little bit of cilantro, a little bit of jalapenos, a little bit of green onions, a little dash of salt and pepper, lime juice, and of course, strawberries.
Oh, wow.
It smells good. You smell the cilantro.
Yes, you do.
Is it lime or lemon?
Lime, fresh lime juice.
All right, Taylor, well, we're eating this because we're going to dive in. Chris and I both like to eat.
I always do like the biggest bites.
Can you tell us about the festival itself, and will we find stuff like this here?
Of course. This is Garden Grove's 64th Annual Strawberry Festival, and this year's theme is celebrating our hometown. And all the fun and festivities kick off this Friday at 1 p.m. We have our opening ceremony starting Friday at 6 p.m., where we have a gigantic strawberry shortcake and serve over 2,000 slices to the crowd
for
free.
For free?
Yes.
Yeah, we were asking if it sells out. You said it's free to go in, so that's good. What did you think of this?
This is amazing.
Like, so good.
It's so good. I would never think of it.
It's like tomatoes. You're used to biting into potatoes, but it's strawberries. But it gives you that kind of like sweet and salty mix, which is perfect.
And it's locally grown. Tanaka Farms, one of our friends, said, hey, let's get you guys some strawberries.
Well, and that's really, you have so much going on here with strawberries. So I see strawberry French toast, strawberry lemonade, strawberry mango sorbet. Does literally everything have strawberries in it?
That's the
table, yes.
But at the festival, that if you're a strawberry lover, this is where you want to be.
Absolutely.
And tell us a little bit about the food we have here. So what are we looking at here?
So we got a strawberry French toast from our friends at Toast Restaurant in Tableau.
That looks amazing.
7 Leaves did this strawberry hibiscus tea. And Yogurtland has a strawberry mango sorbet.
All right, I'm going to try a little of the tea too.
Yes, cheers.
Do you guys want some? There's more here. Go ahead.
Cheers.
Okay.
No.
Cheers. Okay. All right. Oh.
I hate it.
No, you don't. But there's also, besides eating and drinking and having a good time, you can also, there's rides, you said, there's music. Can you talk a little bit about this event? Because it's really family friendly for all ages.
Yes, well, we love giving back to our community as a nonprofit. So all of our food booths are with the local nonprofits. They're selling strawberry smoothies, strawberry shortcake, strawberries with whipped cream, and every dollar spent at the festival goes back to our community.
Oh, nice.
And that's amazing.
Yes.
And then we have the mango sorbet. Yes. Strawberry mango.
Are you going to try that out too?
Of course. Show off. I don't get to eat some food.
Well, I'm taking it too.
But I'm curious when it comes to, California in our area. I got one. Thank you. Talk to me just about like what our soil is like, what our land is like when it comes to growing these strawberries. What makes it different than other parts of the country?
Well, obviously we got great weather here, but the land has gotten very, very expensive, so a little bit less and less is grown in the local area. But Tanaka Farms, there's a few.
That's what makes it special.
Yes.
Well, and I've heard that strawberries are actually a little finicky to grow. Is that true?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit? So if you want to really check it out, the festival's the way to go.
Absolutely.
And if you have one dish to recommend for anyone, if you could only have one, what would it be?
You know
What's
what?
your favorite?
The French toast, it's so just, good. You know what I mean? So you got to try it.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for being here. We really appreciate it. For more information on the Strawberry Festival, just check out our website, kcalnews.com, and click Seen on TV. Let's go over to Amy Johnson now to see what's coming up on the 10 at 10.
Good morning. Here are some of the stories that we're tracking for the 10 at 10, an eco-friendly way to put out wildfires. Why firefighters say current methods should be a thing of the past. Plus, humans are the only ones with more than one way to greet each other. We're going to see how elephants say hello when we see you for the 10 at 10.
You know, Priceline helps families save up to 60% on family-friendly hotels.
So many great trips, we might just live here with another vacation, baby.
Gross.
Oh, take it easy, Paris. And you too, Fort Lauderdale.
Lisa was in Toledo.
On your happy price, Priceline. But look what has happened with just one kiss. I never knew that I could feel love like this. It's crazy, but it's true. I only wanna be with you.
When I look around Southern California, I see a lot of yellow billboards. What can I say? People tell me they love how our billboards look. They know what you know, that the Call Jacob Yellow represents the best personal injury legal team in Southern California. So if you're injured in an accident, call Jacob. Because if you know, you know.
Call Jacob. I'm making a piggy bank so I can be inspired to save.
Start with BMO for a more solid way to save. We give you a cash reward every month to keep you motivated.
Wow. What's your news?
That was kind of obvious.
Look right now, we're talking about the May gray. It's still pretty gray in some areas, but as Jamie says, head west and the sun will come out.
Good morning, Theodore.
Good morning.
You have a meeting in 5 minutes. You want to try getting out of bed?
Scarlett Johansson, she voiced an AI operating system in 2013's Her. Now the company, OpenAI, has removed a new highly touted ChatGPT voice option that pretty much sounds like her in the movie. Users and commentators noted the similarity after OpenAI used the voice, which it calls Sky, in a demo last week. In a statement, Johansson said the company had reached out to her twice about using her voice for the virtual assistant, but she said no both times. That's why she was shocked and angered when they ended up using a voice similar to hers. OpenAI said Sky was the natural voice of another actress whom it hired, and it wasn't an imitation of Johansson.
I don't know what to think about that.
I mean, if it sounds similar, of course, she's got that sultry, deep voice that people want.
I think, though, if I've been approached twice and said
no. The answer's no.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, OpenAI.
Thousands of men. No. Pirates.
If the producer of the latest Pirates of the Caribbean had his way, he'd have Johnny Depp back as Captain Jack Sparrow. Jerry Bruckheimer telling Entertainment Weekly that Depp is an amazing artist and would support for another appearance from him. Depp's future in the franchise did not look good back in 2022. He said then he felt betrayed by Disney. Depp was fired during his defamation trial. The planned sixth Pirates of the Caribbean film does not have an official release date, with no casting announcements either.
Yeah, it blows my mind this movie is still going on. It's like Fast and the Furious. It's like there's always one movie after the other.
And Johnny Depp's been
we got Suzanne.
Yes. And speaking of movies, I have a surprise reveal
What do we have?
after this movie.
Oh,
okay, so
what is it?
Stand by for this. Well, this is Adora. I'll let you skip for it now. But we're talking about The Strangers Chapter 1. It's a reboot of a film that starred Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman back in 2008, based on the Manson murders. Killers have no clear motivation, embodying the fear of the unknown in a random act of violence.
Do you hear that?
Hear what?
The silence. It's nice.
In Strangers Part 1, Madeline Petch of Riverdale fame and Froy Gutierrez of Teen Wolf star as Maya and Ryan, a happy couple taking a road trip to celebrate their anniversary.
Do you know what today is?
Today is the third day of our 3-day road trip across the country.
Or our 5-year anniversary.
They make a pit stop stop in a small town appropriately named Venus and eat at a local diner. But they meet the locals, a tough crowd, so they head home to their Airbnb.
Hi.
They're soon surrounded by 3 psychopathic masked strangers with no motivation to kill, but murder on their minds.
I don't get really scared of like paranormal or anything like that, but when it comes to something that feels like it could actually happen, that's when I actually feel terrified.
Yeah. And you like, as Maya and Ryan, like you're thinking, how can I barter with these people? How can I get them to go away? How can I get them to leave me alone? And it's all the more terrifying that there's just simply no motivation, there's no response, there's no dialogue. It's senseless. It's so funny. I wasn't really scared on set as much as I was like adrenaline filled. I felt like my character was like, you know, he was like in the Titanic. He was Jack trying to get Rose out of there. You know, it was an action movie to him. However, like watching the final cut, watching the final edit of the film, I was jumping up and down.
He sat in front of me in this screening room, and I could just see his head going above the seat every single time there was a scare.
Why are you doing this to us?
Because you're here.
Only because they're there. That's why they have to die. Horrible.
Those masks are
Very creepy.
So this is part 1. There's chapter 2 and chapter 3 coming out later this year.
I know, right? I know what to expect.
Okay, guys. Okay, so go quiet. So there is a little peephole here, and there's somebody at the door.
Oh, no! Chris, that's for you.
That's the no for me.
So scary, right?
Did she say something?
She goes, is Suzanne there?
Oh,
That is creepy. So who wants to sleep with us tonight?
you know, not me.
Chris.
Let's take a look at that. But this movie, I love movies, the horror films that seem like you said best, like that could happen in real life, not the ones that are like more
Totally over the top.
This is
open her
creepy.
up. I want to see how you relate with her up close. Oh yeah, if that came to my door, forget it. All right.
Thank you, guys.
So it's in theaters now, and there's 2 more films, and our friend Juan Fernando saw it and said it was fantastic.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Oh, that's saying a lot.
I agree with Juan on a lot of
Yeah,
things.
he's not always impressed, which is good.
Yeah.
All right.
Like
Thank you,
tonight.
Suzanne.
Over the past few years, I've tried to slow down more and be whole more. That's the truth.
All smiles and a flashy wedding ring from actress, singer, producer Jennifer Lopez on the red carpet premiere of her new Netflix movie Atlas last night in LA. But her beau, Ben Affleck, skipped it. That might fuel more speculation. The couple's headed for divorce following several reports of internal strife. But recently, the couple has made the rounds with paparazzi in tow in LA and West Hollywood.
It'd be so hard to be them too.
It would be
It's
hard.
like whether they're happy or not, people are watching.
And everyone wants to know what's
Everyone
going on.
wants to know. Yeah, we're all a bunch of nosy people. Well, thanks for watching KCON News Mornings at 9.
10 out of 10 with Amy Johnson starts right now.
Now at 10, unprovoked attacks in Santa Monica seem to have just about everyone on high alert. We're checking up on the victims and the suspect accused of attacking them. Plus, the search is on for a suspect who shot at a sheriff's deputy in Riverside County and then just took off. We've got a look at the wanted man. And the defense rests in former President Trump's so-called hush money case. But what's next? The latest from New York.
KCON News Mornings.
Hello and welcome to the 10 at 10. I'm Amy Johnson. Here are some of the other stories that we're tracking for you this Tuesday, May 21st. And story number 4, a heads up to pet parents about a popular sitter site. 2 women share their heartbreaking stories in hopes of warning others. And then you had me at hello. In story number 8, we're going to look at the complex greetings of elephants and see how one trumpet can speak volumes. Then in story number 10, not cool. A little girl melts under the cost of ice cream and her reaction is going viral. But first, let's check in with our meteorologist, Amber Lee. She's joining us now with your next weather forecast, and it seems like we've got a little more sunshine this morning in some spots.
Yes, very different than yesterday, but hey, take a look. This is our Malibu camera, so you can see a little bit of the blue skies right there, but as you get a little bit closer to the coast, you'll notice it is still pretty foggy and overcast. So we did start to see some clearing for a lot of our beach communities a little quicker this morning, but right now, some of the clouds have filled back in. This is our Malibu camera, as I mentioned.
And then we are looking at temperatures as you head toward the Ventura County area in Oxnard. More sunshine here. We have some lighter winds coming in from the southwest, about 8 miles per hour. Temperature is currently about 64 degrees. So here's a look at the visible satellite. We had a reverse clearing, so a lot of our beaches for LA and Ventura County cleared. But now we're looking at the clouds kind of pushing back into some of these beach communities. So it's still pretty gray over most of LA County, and then parts of the inland part are now starting to see the clouds thin out, and then we're starting to see some clearing for southern Orange County, but most of Orange County is still under some really gray skies. It's Ventura County that looks a lot better. We're looking at more sunshine here, but once we head toward the afternoon, we will gradually see much more of that sunshine as we head into the second half of the day, and in fact, it's going to be just a tad warmer today than yesterday, even though we're still faring below average because of that sunshine arriving a little bit earlier. That's helping a lot. So we're looking at a mix of 60s, 70s, 80s. So the big question, will we continue this warming trend as we head into this long holiday weekend? The answer coming up. Amy?
All right, Amber, thanks so much. We are following some breaking news this morning. Police are on the scene of a man found dead in a car. Assignment Manager Mark Liu live at the desk with the SkyCal video. Mark, what's going on?
Yeah, so Amy, police and firefighters don't exactly know how this man died. LAPD headquarters said they are conducting a death investigation at the scene. We sent SkyCal to go take a look. What we saw with the video you're going to see here is a car basically parked in a driveway there on a major road. This is Broadway and Mission Road in Lincoln Park. Now, just before 5 this morning, a 911 call was made to the 911 dispatch center reporting some kind of an incident here. Emergency medical teams, fire paramedics responded. They found a man inside that silver sedan there, not conscious and not breathing. They later pronounced that person dead at the scene, and you can see what looks like police officers speaking to someone. We're not sure if that was perhaps the driver of this car or someone else in the car. We don't know if the man in that car was the driver or a passenger, but there is now a death investigation here. LAPD not saying that it's a homicide yet. They're trying to determine how this man died. Broadway not closed right now, but you can see that car parked on the driveway, so cars were able to get around it as they conducted their investigation. The police conducted their investigation, I should say. That is the very latest from the desk. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Mark, thanks so much. And we are following some developing news of a water main break in the Fairfax district near Willoughby and Poinsettia. Crews are on the scene right now cleaning things up. We are working to get some more information for you, but LADWP is not reporting any water outages at this time. All right, let's get to our number one story. 2 people are recovering from what's being called a random attack near the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica. One of the victims is in critical condition. KCAL News reporter Tina Patel is at the scene with the very latest for us.
A lot of people here in Santa Monica concerned about unprovoked attacks like this. The latest one happened in this parking structure on 4th and Broadway over the weekend. Fortunately, police were able to respond quickly and chase down the suspect. He has been identified as 29-year-old Larry Cedino. Santa Monica's mayor says he believes Cedino is homeless. He has a history of arrest over the last year and was on probation for larceny when this attack happened. Police say on Sunday night he allegedly stabbed 2 people and assaulted a 3rd person. Again, it was unprovoked according to police. The victims were German tourists. One remains in critical condition but is stable. Leaders in Santa Monica admit random attacks like this are very alarming.
I feel for every resident in our city who needs that feeling of safety and security.
I don't know the circumstances of this particular individual, but oftentimes we find out that it's connected to either mental health or substance abuse.
Just last week, there was another random attack in the city at a public restroom along Ocean Walk. Police say in that case, a mentally unstable homeless man grabbed a woman as she was jogging. He tried to drag her into the restroom, but Good Samaritan saved her, and that man was taken into custody. But Memorial Day is right around the corner. Summer is when a lot of people usually come to visit the beach communities. So people living and working here are hoping that something can be done to make everyone safer. In Santa Monica, Tina Patel, KCAL News.
All right, Tina, thank you. Let's get story number 2 now. New developments in the search for the man who opened fire on Riverside County deputies last week. We're now getting a look at who they are looking for. KCAL News reporter Rick Montanez is in Riverside with photos of the suspect.
This
This initially began as a traffic stop, but now investigators say the wanted man is facing a charge for attempted murder. They also tell us that he has a last known address in San Bernardino. Let's show you who investigators are looking for. 30-year-old Martin Perez Jr. They released 2 photos of him with different haircuts. You see the description on your screen as well. He's 5'11", 260 pounds. Deputies say he should be considered armed and dangerous. Last Tuesday around 6 p.m., a deputy tried to stop Perez. The sheriff's department says this was in Harupa Valley, but he drove off and later went down a dirt road near 68th Street and Pat's Ranch Road. They say he opened fire on the deputy and then ran into the trees and bushes in the Santa Ana River bottom. When this first happened last week, deputies had not released a description of who they were looking for, leaving neighbors asking questions about that. Neighbors also feared that he could be hiding in the wooded area behind their homes. Now, though, as detectives still hunt for this man that they are calling armed and dangerous, neighbors know who to watch out for. Investigators are asking anyone with information on where Perez may be to contact the Harupa Valley Sheriff's Station, and they tell us the deputy involved in last week's incident was not hurt. Reporting in Riverside, Rick Montanez, KCAL News.
In story number 3 now, the defense has rested its case in former President Donald Trump's criminal trial in New York. Their final witness, lawyer Robert Costello, testified that he advised prosecution star witness Michael Cohen during the FBI's investigation of Cohen in 2018. Now, they hoped Costello could further chip away at Cohen's credibility in the so-called hush money scandal. Now that the defense has rested, the prosecution can call rebuttal witnesses. The judge set next Tuesday for closing arguments. The U.S. is denying involvement and blame in the death of Iran's president, Ibrahim Raisi. He was killed in a helicopter crash Sunday along with the country's foreign minister and others. Now, the cause of the crash is still under investigation. Now the world is closely watching what will happen next as the Iranian government looks for a successor. Still ahead on the 10 at 10, a pet parent's worst nightmare.
I just want justice for her. I want somebody to be held accountable.
We'll hear 2 local women's devastating stories after using a pet sitting app that they thought they could trust. Plus, are copycat weight loss drugs worth the risk? Doctors weigh in about the medications not directly evaluated by the FDA. And a trunk full of greetings. Scientists have discovered something new about African elephants that brings them closer to humans.
I was on the freeway when all of a sudden I got hit. My back was hurting, my neck was hurting. When you think about a lawyer, you get scared. How much am I going to pay? You know, it's going to be expensive. I called Jacoby and Myers. They never once talked about money. All they cared at the time was about my health and about my well-being. That made me feel very comfortable, very at ease, not worrying about financials. I would definitely recommend Jacoby Myers. They treated me like a human being.
Jacoby and Myers will fight for the justice you deserve. And if we don't win, you won't pay a penny. Jacoby and Myers, because everyone deserves justice.
I'm always shopping the Real. They drop over 10,000 new arrivals every day from luxury brands I'm obsessed with.
Gucci, Rolex,
Prada,
Louis Vuitton,
Hermes, Cartier, Tiffany. All up to 90% off retail.
and I love that it's been authenticated. No one else can say all of that.
Because no one else does it like The Real. Thousands of new arrivals daily. Up to 90% off retail. Endless luxury. The Real. Shop now and get 20% off at therealreal.com. Terms apply.
It's been a chill evening playing my favorite games. Now it's time to meet with my special lady at Cielo.
For me, it's fun and sun with the best pool and lazy breakfast.
For my friends, it's all about the beach cabanas. But for me, it's all about the casino. Great food, fun in the sun, good times for everybody.
When you buy or sell your car exactly how you want with Car Gurus, you might begin to wonder, what if you could do things your way all the time? Some dreams do come true. Get your car your way. Get
about KCAL is that we have cameras everywhere. We want to show you a visual of what is happening, and I'm here to help.
Area. It was on the 5 freeway, but jumped off near, I think it was around Florence Avenue, and they're now in surface streets near the Rio Hondo Channel. This driver on wrong side of the road, very high speeds. Amy, we don't know if anyone else is in the car, but there certainly is a lot of danger in this pursuit right now. LA County Sheriffs from the Norwalk station were the ones that initially tried to pull this car over. They described it as a stolen vehicle. That driver took off and now driving on mostly empty neighborhood streets here in the Bell Gardens area. But this is an extremely dangerous pursuit because we did see that driver, as I said, running stop signs and then also going on the wrong side of the road. They were on the 5 freeway briefly, weaving in and out of traffic. No collisions yet so far, but right now it looks like just the LA County Sheriff's airship, the helicopter overhead, calling out locations as to where this driver is so that other deputies that are quite far behind can continue to track this vehicle. We don't see any law enforcement behind right now, and thankfully not too many people on the road, Amy, but this driver not giving up at all and clearly knows they are still being chased as they continue to drive very recklessly this morning.
And oftentimes, Mark, we know that the lights and sirens aren't behind that car in an effort to try to get them to slow down and drive a little safer on the roadways, but we've been watching as this driver has run through stops. There's another one right there, running right through a stop sign. A little earlier, we saw him go through, or that driver go through, and there was a car at that intersection. Unfortunately, that person did not get out in that intersection. Another one here, Mark, this is so dangerous because this was a 25-mile-per-hour street that this driver was on and was going extremely fast. Still 25 in this area, but this driver going at times double that speed, and people are unaware that this car is barreling down the road because oftentimes those lights and sirens give everybody else a warning that something's coming. They slow down, they stop, they look, but right now they don't know that this is happening. And so now this driver making another turn, Mark, again, looks like he's going to make a U-turn here.
Yeah, U-turn, no, like you said, no lights and sirens behind him. Really not many cars at all on the road for this time of day. This sort of is in this neighborhood. It's just to the west of the 5 freeway where Slauson crosses underneath it near Slauson and Gage. It's quite remarkable that there's really just no pedestrians and not very many cars. So this driver, no reason for them to do these kinds of wild maneuvers. You can see they're going on the wrong side of the road, just passing around cars. You know, this is a black Crown Vic. There's a lot of horsepower in this car. It looks like the driver's side mirror may now be dangling, Amy, from the side. We haven't seen a collision of any kind. Of course, SkyCal did get overhead shortly after the pursuit began, so there may have been a collision before SkyCal was overhead. But there's an incredible amount of horsepower in these vehicles. You know, Crown Vics, that was always the standard for law enforcement vehicles in the 80s and 90s when they would use Crown Victorias for their law enforcement patrol cars because of the incredible amount of horsepower and handling of these cars. So you can see this driver now on Paramount Boulevard. This is a much more crowded street and going right through intersections, around cars, in the slow lane. This is extremely dangerous driving.
This is really frightening, and it looks like they're getting onto the 5 again, and this is where this driver was a little earlier. Mark, you were talking about this driver being on the 5, and we often wonder if they know where they're going, if they have a set destination, or if they are just trying to get away. And at this point, we're still seeing that there are no lights and sirens behind this car. So folks are going to be unaware, but we often hear law enforcement, is this person pulling over? Looks like they're pulling over, getting out, Mark.
Getting two people.
Yep.
This is not a good place to get out on the freeway here. They're running. There's a sound wall on the right side of the freeway here. There's no way that they're going to be able to get over. It's far too tall. Not sure why they suddenly decided to abandon the car on the right side of the 5. This is right by Lakewood Boulevard. I thought for a second it looked like perhaps that car might have been smoking. It was difficult to tell. There was a little puff of white smoke. Not sure. That could have just been hard on the brakes when they stopped. But but definitely the air unit, you can see it right there, that gold and green helicopter, that's the LA County Sheriff's Department. They have got eyes, and right now this driver, this one, I couldn't tell if that was the passenger or the driver. He's attempting to cross the 5. This is extremely dangerous. He clearly realized that was not a good idea, but these two deciding to stay together as they proceed southbound on the 5. But this man somehow thinks he can cross one of the busiest freeways in Southern California on his own, which is a really bad idea. Now, the man that's in the red jacket appears to be...
There's a car, too, at the bottom of the screen there, Mark.
Perhaps.
There.
Yeah, SkyCal's doing there. Absolutely. Is that a patrol car? Yeah, okay. This is LA County Sheriff's deputies now approaching. Looks like we have SUVs on scene here. They are not fooled by these two men. It's a little conspicuous to be walking on the 5 freeway at 10:16 in the morning. They're going to be taking these two men into custody in short order here. No getting away from the LA County Sheriff's Department this morning.
Yeah, we're watching here as both of these people that got out of this stolen black Crown Victoria have gotten out on the side of the 5 freeway here. They look like they are both now about to be taken into custody, but again, this has been going on for about 30 minutes or so, and they got back on the 5. We saw what appeared to be a little smoke coming from the car. They pulled over and then started to get out. It looked at one point that one of the people, I believe it was the driver, was trying to get into the freeway, and I was wondering, Mark, if he was actually going to try to cross or try to carjack someone and try to get into another vehicle. We're watching now. The person in the red was the passenger. The driver was in a black jacket with a white T-shirt, and at one point that jacket does come off, and looks like the driver was just in a white T-shirt, but they did get out. They were along the side of the 5 there, and then at one point that driver did look like he was attempting either to get across the 5 or try to maybe get someone to stop and pick him up, or perhaps try to carjack a car, but then got a little smarter there and decided it wasn't a good idea to be walking into the 5 there. But this has certainly been an interesting one, Mark, to say the least.
Yeah, it's just insanity to think that someone would want to try and cross the 5 freeway at any time of the day, certainly not when there are big rigs right in front of them. And you know, Amy, this strikes me as this is an example of hopefully the surveillance mode operation that the LA County Sheriff sometimes engage in actually does work. They want to get these drivers and passengers out of the vehicle. That is where things become much safer. They don't want the driver to continue, and so perhaps this driver thought, hey, there's no one behind me anymore. We can just get out and abandon the car. That's when the LA County Sheriff's deputies swoop in. They were on scene in less than a minute, I would say, maybe 90 seconds. They just turned on their lights and sirens because the air unit said, hey, deputies, driver, passenger out, let's go get them. They pulled right up on the side of the 5 freeway and took them into custody without incident. So this is exactly how the sheriffs want to stand. Of course, they certainly didn't want either of these two men to be walking on the 5, but it certainly is better than a collision with a car during a pursuit.
Absolutely. This is how you want them to end, with no accidents and everyone being safe in this situation. But we're showing you a little video on the right side of your screen where you could see some of that reckless driving. This driver is certainly running plenty of stop signs, going at high rates of speed, so dangerous on these surface streets. And then the driver was in residential areas and going far above the speed limit on the wrong side of the road. There's one right there going through. Surprisingly, the roadways here, these surface streets, Mark, were relatively empty, which is certainly a good thing because less people were put in any kind of danger. But we are certainly happy to see that this is all coming to an end here on the left side of your screen. That person that is laying down, face down on the street in red, was in the passenger seat and jumped out of that car. And of course, Mark, they're going to have to search that car to make sure nobody else is in it. It did have dark windows, and we know that they have to check to make sure no one was in the back seat. We don't know exactly where this car was stolen from, and we are watching as the 5 is shut down and people are stopped in this mess now. Hopefully it won't be too long.
Yeah, that's right. They're going to get this car towed out of here. Clearly no one else is inside, and now both suspects are in custody, so this sounds like this is all code 4. It's all over.
All right, Mark, thank you for all of your help with this one. All right, millions of people have trusted Rover.com to look after their pets, but can you really trust this site's sitters? 2 local women say they made a terrible mistake and want to warn others. On your site, Christine Lazar explains.
Nearly 6 years ago, I reported on a number of local pets who died in the care of a Rover sitter. And across the nation, there have been similar horror stories. All this time later, local pet parents tell me it's still happening and they don't feel that the company has done enough to vet its sitters.
What happened to them and where have they been?
A pet owner's worst nightmare. What was it like to hear that your dog may have just suffered while you were gone? It was awful. Having your dog die.
I couldn't say goodbye. I couldn't. I wasn't there for her.
Or go missing while you're hundreds, even thousands of miles away.
I just thought, what have I done?
Jamie Lynn's story had used the pet sitting website Rover before. She trusted it and thought it was a safe way to hire care for her dogs, Josie and Snoop. But this time, she knew something was wrong almost as soon as she and her boyfriend left to go out of town, when she says their 5-star rated sitter failed to send them photos as promised.
Obviously, whatever I was feeling intuitively, it was way worse than that.
When the couple arrived home from vacation, they say their sitter was nowhere to be found. She wasn't answering any communication in the app and didn't answer the door at the apartment in Santa Monica, where Story had dropped the dogs off 5 days earlier.
And I kept calling Rover over and over, trying to get a supervisor to call me.
Story says she didn't hear from a Rover supervisor until a full 24 hours had passed. That supervisor, she says, directed her to a more detailed profile in the app that had the sitter's address listed. And it wasn't the apartment in Santa Monica where she had dropped her dogs. Instead, it was an address on Barrington in West LA. And when the couple drove there, they found this empty lot.
Of course, my head started spinning even more then.
The next day, Story took to social media to plead for the return of her dogs, tagging the sitter and posting her photo. And within hours, she got a text from the sitter simply saying, "I lost my phone. I just got it back. The dogs are great." The sitter then asked if Story wanted to pick up Josie and Snoop. Story replied,
"Yes, I want my dogs. Please tell me where you are." And she was at this CD hotel, right across the street from her house on Santa Monica Boulevard.
Story says the dogs did not have their leashes, food, or crates, and once in the car with them, Snoop appeared agitated.
He was crying and whimpering the whole way home.
I think the biggest problem is that Rover, in my opinion, is a dangerous platform because it gives pet parents a false sense of security.
Animal rights attorney Jill Ryther has sued Rover on behalf of clients who claim their pets were injured or died in the care of Rover sitters.
People look to Rover as a reputable company, and I think they, in some sense, let their guard down when choosing to book with somebody through Rover, because you assume that a company like Rover is vetting the people that they're hosting.
On the front page of its website, Rover boasts Rover Protect, promising pet owners that sitters are screened and have passed a third-party background check.
It really makes you feel like this is something you can trust. In my opinion, if those were being adequately done, we would not see repeat cases. I am shocked that 17 years into this practice, we are still having cases against Rover for deaths, injuries, loss to pets.
In a statement to us, Rover said it will be refunding Story what she paid the sitter, who they say has now been banned from the platform. Rover also promised to cover any vet care that Snoop or Josie may need due to potential sitter neglect. The statement went on to say, "Our 24/7 trust and safety team is thoroughly investigating this unusual incident and will assist law enforcement to the full extent of our ability. We apologize for her challenges connecting with our support team, and we're working on improvements." Rover would not go into detail about how in-depth their background checks are, or if they verify sitters' personal information, like their address.
I just want justice for her. I want somebody to be held accountable.
Diem Truong hired a Rover sitter for her 2 huskies, Wolfgang and Misty. Like Story, she had used the service before and was satisfied. But in 2022, she believes she made a fatal mistake using Rover while she was visiting family on the East Coast. On the day she was set to fly home, Truong says the sitter called to say Misty was in distress. Truong describes what she saw over FaceTime.
She was laying on the floor. She wasn't moving. Her eyes were glassy. And I just knew she wasn't there anymore.
A necropsy, which is an animal autopsy, was inconclusive, but did note that Misty's stomach was empty and so was her bladder. Truong says Wolfgang showed signs of dehydration too, but recovered. She says the food she left with the sitter appeared untouched, and the dog bowls were dented.
Another vet said that they were probably trying to get water and they were stressed, and so they must have been banging on their bowl or something.
Truong has since gotten another husky, but Rover has declined to pay for any of Misty's vet care because Truong says she paid the sitter off the platform at his request. But she feels Rover has a duty to better screen its sitters. She has now filed a lawsuit against Rover and the sitter.
Why are you speaking out? Because I hope that her story would help another pet parent not go through what I went through. If it could help in any small way, then her death wouldn't have been in vain.
Rover would not go into detail about how their background checks work and why Story Sitter would be able to register with a bogus address. But they did say that 1.3 million stays have been booked by LA area pet parents, and 98% of those received 5-star reviews. Christine Lazar, KCAL News.
There's much more ahead on the 10 at 10. Still ahead, a warning to visitors if you're headed to certain SoCal beaches now through the holiday weekend. And the call of the wild. Coming up, we're going to hear how elephants say hello and why scientists say we have more in common than we might think. But first, is your bag or backpack loaded with cables and chargers? In today's CBS Deals, Ashley Bellman helps you to declutter with an all-in-one.
Speaking of chargers,
Have Rush Charge, you know and love them. They are back and better than ever with this new sturdier, portable, universal charger that you just stick into any phone. And it actually saved us the other day because my mom just got the new iPhone, which we forgot has the different little charging port. Now, Rush Charge comes with both. So you can actually take out, there they are. See, you can take out and recharge it. I'm going to show there's a little button on the back. So if you need to change it, you just pull it out and put the new one in. So my mom was
so glad there's that lock there now.
Yes, you have the lock, and you have that little groove, so it's going to stay in there nicely. But my mom and I were able to both charge our phones. She was ready to run out to the store and buy a whole new charger. So now we don't have to do that. Easy to charge. I love how compact, how lightweight they feel. They come pre-charged, ready to go, and pass through technology, so I can charge the device while I am charging my phone at the same time.
That's important.
So nice. $39.99, 50% off today. I have one for, I feel like every bag. I have one in every purse. I have one for my pocket when I'm running. So nice, get at least one. Everybody should have one.
Alrighty.
To get this deal and more, scan the QR code at the top of your screen or head to cbsdeals.com to start shopping now.
Your destination to see the biggest names in country. Get tickets to legends like Keith Urban July 13th, Miranda Lambert July 21st, and Brooks and Dunn on November 9th. Only at Yamava Resort and Casino at San Manuel. Must be 21 to enter.
I was so excited to buy my first home, but I needed a lot of work done on it. I went on to Angie. Jamie was the first person to call.
I explained to her some of the things I could do and showed her some pictures.
He's resurfaced my flooring, he's done plumbing work, he's refinished this beautiful table here.
We just had it sanded for a week.
Well, we didn't. He did.
With top-rated certified pros in over 500 categories, Angie can connect you with the right pro for any home project. Find top-rated certified pros in your area at Angie.com.
My name is Tim Leith. I was sitting at a red light. Out of nowhere, I just got rear-ended. I reached out to Morgan & Morgan directly from the scene. It was incredibly simple to get the process started. I never actually had to physically set foot into Morgan & Morgan. You can literally do everything from your cell phone. I was able to get emails, text messages. Morgan & Morgan got my initial offer 10x, and I never even got a check. I just got a direct deposit into my bank account. It's so easy.
We prepare you for the entire day. We look at events to see if there are any concerts, games happening, big events just across Southern California, and make sure you're not surprised on your drive wherever you're going, whatever time of the day.
News Mornings.
Hello and welcome back to KCAL News at 10. I'm Amy Johnson. The May Gray is still hanging in some spots at this hour. We want to get back to our meteorologist, Amber Lee. She's got a look of the forecast. Hi, Amber.
Hi there, Amy. Yes, our pattern this morning is a little bit chaotic. So we had some clearing a little faster this morning in some spots compared to yesterday, but now we're still starting to see some of the clouds kind of hang around. But here's a great picture of a Hollywood Hills camera, so you kind of get an idea. So you can see that we have the clouds up above, but we're starting to see a little bit more of the blue skies in between. I would just pop my head outside of our broadcast center here in Studio City, and we have sunshine mixed in with a few clouds, but a lot more sunshine. So in some areas that you're seeing the sun, it's going to be probably the sunniest day of the week. So here's a quick look. I'm going to take you to LA and Orange County, our now and later forecasts, where we do have overcast conditions for downtown LA with just a little bit of sunshine, kind of trying to peek through it, 62 degrees. So really different than the Hollywood Hills camera. But then later on this afternoon, as the clouds gradually clear, we're looking at mostly sunny skies with a high in the upper 60s. We do have a little bit of these offshore winds inland, but we also have a little bit of that sea breeze right along the coast. So this is what's causing that chaotic pattern this morning. But I will have more details on whether or not this is going to stick around as we head into the rest of the week. Amy?
All right. Thanks so much, Amber. One person is dead after severe turbulence on a flight. Our assignment manager, Mark Blue, is at the desk with the latest details. Mark, these must have been really extreme.
This was probably one of the most terrifying experiences for the people on the Singapore Airlines flight. It originally had taken off from London's Heathrow Airport. It was destined for Singapore. When about 11 hours into the flight, severe turbulence affected this Boeing 777, caused it to plunge thousands of feet in just under 3 minutes. One man died. 55 more were injured. Now, after it landed at Bangkok Airport, we were able to get some radar data from Flight Radar 24. Let me bring you out to my screen and show you. This is Flight Radar 24 website, and you can see right here this plane, this Boeing 777 from Singapore Airlines, taking off out of London yesterday at about 9:15 Greenwich Mean Time. It crossed over Eastern Europe, then Turkey, then through the Middle East, and when it gets down here into Southeast Asia, I want to zoom in off the western coast of Thailand, and I want to make you aware of this information down here at the bottom of your screen. Take a look at that. You can see the plane just after 8:03 a.m. is flying at about 37,000 feet, and you're going to see here suddenly a rapid change in altitude. Here you can see it drop all the way down to 31,000 feet. That's 6,000 feet of distance in just under 3 minutes. Now, the FAA says a Boeing 777 should be descending at about 500 feet a minute. This plane went down 2,000 feet a minute, or 4 times faster than a normal passenger would be used to. Now, let me take you out to some video from Bangkok Airport earlier. This is the ambulance response. There was a news conference at the airport held a short time ago this morning. It was in Thai, but a translator for the Associated Press says the general manager of the airport confirmed 7 critical injuries on this plane. 23 injuries they described as moderate, including a flight attendant, and 25 minor injuries to other passengers. And the general manager confirmed 1 man died. He was described as a 73-year-old British man. The cause appears to be a heart attack or heart failure. Now, coming back out live here to me, it's unclear if any passengers were on this plane, but Singapore Airlines is conducting an investigation with local authorities in Bangkok as to how the severe turbulence caused this plane to drop so fast. That is the very latest from the desk. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Mark, thank you. Well, weekend plans for LA beachgoers may be upended due to a warning from county officials. 6 beaches are on the hit list due to high bacteria levels. KCAL News reporter Luz Delia Caballero has the list for us.
The sun is out. It's really starting to warm up. Perfect weather to get in the water, except for these beach warnings are telling you not to because it's not safe. So we want to talk to you about several warnings issued by the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health. The department asking those planning to come to the beaches to avoid ocean waters in these specific conditions. Take a look. For Malibu Lagoon at Surfrider Beach, there's a warning 100 yards up and down the coast from the public restrooms. For Santa Monica Pier in Santa Monica, 100 yards up and down the coast from the pier. Pico Kenter Storm Drain at Santa Monica State Beach also on the list. That's 100 yards up and down the coast from the storm drain. And for Topanga Canyon Beach in Malibu, 100 yards up and down the coast from the lagoon. This beach also given an F rating, by the way, from Heal the Bay. The department is also asking folks to avoid the entire swim area at Inner Cabrillo Beach in San Pedro and Mother's Beach in Marina del Rey. But surfers here don't mind at all. They say they'll do anything just to catch a wave. Take a listen.
Surfers really don't care. You know, nobody wants to get sick, but you know, the chances are parts per million, and you want to catch a wave, you know, and as you can see, there are already 75, 85 guys out in the water. You know, it's just the reality of what a surfer is willing to do to ride a wave.
And these warnings have been issued due to bacterial levels exceeding health standards when last tested. So it's not safe to go inside, and we do want to emphasize that. We know it's tempting to want to go into the water to cool down, especially if you already had previous plans for Memorial Day weekend. But again, these beach warnings have been issued for a reason, and it's best for your safety to not go inside the water. Reporting from Malibu, Luz Delia Caballero, KCAL News.
All right, Luz Delia. Blockbuster weight loss brands Ozempic and Wegovy have a copycat. One online pharmacy says it will offer its own version of the drug at a huge discount, even without FDA approval. Now, the drugs are in short supply, and now the company, Hims and Hers, is selling their own version of the GLP-1 drug used for both diabetes and suppressing appetite. The price is as low as $200 a month, compared to nearly $1,000 for the branded versions without insurance coverage. However, the new replicated versions haven't been directly evaluated by the FDA, and their formulas may differ from the approved versions.
We do not know what the side effects are. You're taking a drug that now nobody has really verified except the people who are making it and the people who are selling it.
Well, the CDC says 42% of American adults are obese, and while 1 in 8 Americans have used a GLP-1 medication, more than half of all adults who have taken it say it was difficult to afford the cost. Well, you know, we greet each other in different ways. We might say hi or hello, followed by a handshake or even a hug. But as Ian Lee reports, we aren't the only species to have such complex greetings.
The call of the wild just might be many ways of saying hello. Scientists in Zimbabwe found African savanna elephants have all sorts of greetings for each other.
They flap their ears, they spread their ears, they reach with the trunk.
A study by the University of Vienna found 20 different greeting gestures, including presenting their rumps.
They also combined calls like rumbles or trumpets or roars with these gestures in specific ways.
And even a small time apart can bring a big hello.
The fact that they greet in this excited way for me was mind-blowing too, because they were just separated for 10 minutes, and humans don't do that after 10 minutes.
Elephants can get so excited to see one another, they release their bladders.
And they also often used defecation, urination, and had temporal gland secretions, which could be because of the excitement of seeing each other.
The scientists also discovered the pachyderms present different greetings depending on if they're wild, captive, male, or female.
Elephants are just so interesting because when they touch each other, they're extremely cautious and gentle, and they just are so loving to each other.
And in a way, elephants remind us just how much a heartfelt greeting can say, no matter the species. Ian Lee, KCAL News.
And elephants have the ability to trumpet out to each other up to 6 miles away and can even speak so quietly that even humans can't hear them. And take a look at this. Scientists caught the rare sight of this deep-sea hooked squid in the South Pacific. The 2.5-foot long creature wrapped itself around one of the cameras about 1,000 meters below the surface, and with a quick flash, here it goes. It's gone. Still to come on KCAL News at 10, honoring veterans ahead of Memorial Day. We're going to hear from a local Army vet and his time served during World War II. Then later, a little girl rages over the cost of ice cream. We've got a viral rant coming up.
It was my first accident ever. I was like shaking, I was so scared. When I first reached out to Jacoby and Myers, I didn't know if I had a case or not. As soon as I got a hold of my attorney, she was very, very nice, very kind. Because of Jacoby and Myers, I don't have that pressure to worry about a medical bill or things like that. If I know of any accident, call Jacoby and Myers, they'll help you.
Jacoby and Myers, because everyone deserves justice.
Okay, so let's just start at the beginning.
Well, let me start with this. What is at stake here? What is the answer to that?
Do you know why? You want me to just keep going?
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Were there death threats?
How is this possible?
What's wrong with that argument?
Are you saying they lied?
Have you told the government that?
Why won't you say the word crisis?
You're not answering my question.
Is that scary?
Does that make sense?
What does that mean in English?
That makes sense.
What's your response?
What happened? Why?
It's time for the CBS News Original 60 Minutes, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. In here, you can expect to find endless entertainment and more comfort for everyone. But we still left room for all the unexpected things you'll find out here. The new 2024 Jeep Grand Cherokee lineup.
The moment I loved our Subaru Outback most was the moment they walked away from it.
Mom! Thank goodness.
And that's why our family will only drive a Subaru.
Subaru. More IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus awards than any other brand. Love. It's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
Get special low rates on a new Subaru Outback for limited time.
At Morongo, we have the best guests, and we always have the best prizes. I just made winners out of all these tables. Dave here is going to the all-you-can-eat marketplace on me. Just gave Franny $500 in promo chips. You're welcome. And hey, Mark and Brittany, I'm counting you on me. Let's see those. So what do you think?
Steak and lobster.
Excellent choice. Because who doesn't love free steak and lobster? Someone in this room can win a brand new car.
A BMW Z4, May 29th, Morongo. Now that's a good time.
Well, as we get ready to honor our fallen this Memorial Day, we are spotlighting a local veteran whose story will be broadcast live around the country. PBS will pay tribute to millions who served, including World War II Army vet Jack Moran. Our Chris Holmstrom met up with him in Westlake Village.
This is Hill 360 in the Sarre Valley of France. And this is Obergalebuck, a little town. And this is where we lost my four best friends right here.
U.S. Army veteran John Jack Moran, a soldier in the Battle of the Bulge, is remembering his time at war. He survived the bloodiest battle in World War II.
Being young and stupid, we wanted to get into the war, into combat. We were anxious to get into combat.
At just 18 years old, Moran enlisted in the U.S. military. Soon after, he was sent to the front lines in Europe to face the enemy. He first fought across France and then the Saar Valley.
In the first 15 seconds, we lost 7 men. I mean, they were dropping like flies. 88s were coming in, machine guns were roaring, and just a deadly atmosphere, of course.
The mission to take Hill 360 was a tough one. Moran lost 4 of his best friends and dozens of others.
I was standing in a field with 51 dead American boys around me, just all chopped up and slaughtered, and I just couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Moran and his squad were ordered to relinquish the hill and taken to Belgium, dropped directly into the Battle of the Bulge. He recalls a moment when they were cut in German lines for 6 days. No sleeping bags, no heavy coats, in 10-degree weather, and a foot of snow.
We had no particular target because we couldn't see, but we wanted to pin the Germans down, pin them down. When the dawn finally broke, we captured some Germans, and one of them said, "You guys made so much noise last night. I thought there were at least 700 of you that are coming in, and there was just 70 of us."
This went on for several days until the Germans finally retreated. The Battle of the Bulge was one of the most important battles in World War II. The one-month battle stopped Adolf Hitler's last-ditch offensive to turn the tide of the war. Over 19,000 U.S. troops were killed.
It's tough to lose people that are close to you, people that you've been with for months and months and months.
80 years later, Moran knows how lucky he was to make it home alive. In fact, of the 42 soldiers in his platoon, only 1 other soldier survived. And so every Memorial Day, Moran makes sure to remember these heroes and to teach others the price that was paid for us to be free. Chris Holmstrom, KCAL News.
And the National Memorial Day concert airs on PBS this Sunday at 6 p.m. If you are a veteran or you know of a veteran who has an interesting story or needs some help, we want to hear from you. Email us at veteransvoices@kcalnews.com.
All right, let's talk about our clouds, Abe, because, we have that May gray, but we did see some clearing earlier, but now it looks like some of the clouds have returned. So what's happening? We have this chaotic weather pattern right now with the winds and also the clouds. So this is why we're starting to see some areas still under gray sky. So this is a look at our downtown LA camera, really different than outside of our broadcast center here in Studio City, where we're looking at lots of sunshine. Right now, though, Van Nuys looking at some partly cloudy skies. Temperatures are in the low 60s. Winds are variable, coming in about 3 miles per hour. So you can see with the visible satellite that most of Ventura County under sunny skies. We're starting to see some pockets of clearing right near the South Bay area, but we're still dealing with a lot of that cloud cover sitting over areas like Pasadena, downtown LA, and then also the San Gabriel valleys. But the Inland Empire is starting to see some clearing. So we're looking at that hazy sunshine, and finally the clouds are clearing in the southern portion of Orange County, but you can see lots of cloud cover still in Anaheim and also in Santa Ana. Right now we have some offshore winds coming in from off the coast because we do have a high pressure system sitting out in the eastern Pacific, and then we had a little bit more of the thick clouds, so that's what caused this kind of erratic clearing taking place. So we're going to continue to see the clouds clear, a little bit more random though right now. The good news is that with the offshore conditions off the coast, that's going to help bring in more of a shallow marine influence once we head into later tonight. But more sunshine expected with temperatures just a little warmer than yesterday, even though that still means we are slightly below average still. Weaker sea breeze, and then the clouds will be slow to form tonight. Here's a look at our current conditions. So right now, temperatures are anywhere from low 60s for Burbank and Malibu to upper 50s in Pasadena and Claremont, but a lot warmer over areas like the Antelope Valley because that's where the clouds really did make their way over there. But we're also looking at just those weaker offshore conditions as well as you head inland. All right, so we have a trough that's to the north of us that's going to keep our temperatures a little cooler than normal the next few days until it finally pushes out. And then as we head toward the weekend, that's when we start to see a little bit more of that warm-up taking place. So because it is the big holiday weekend, here's a quick look if you're getting out of town. Las Vegas are looking at 90s on Sunday, Palm Springs, upper 80s on Sunday. So Sunday will be definitely much warmer, and that's the same as it goes for Monday as well, because that marine layer will kind of come back again by the end of the week, getting a little thicker, and then it starts to become more shallow for Sunday and Monday. So, Amy, you can see we had just some minor day-to-day changes, but by Memorial Day Monday, looking good, 73 for LA and Orange County. Back to you.
All right, Amber, thanks so much. Well, it's not just a fad. Cassettes are making a comeback. The portable, erasable, and inexpensive tapes created a pop culture movement in the 1980s. Now, fast forward 40 years, and they're back. Cassette tapes have seen a surge in popularity in recent years, with more than 400% increase in sales from 2015 to 2023, largely driven by Gen Z. Enthusiasts say the old school media offers flexibility.
You can put different lengths on them. You can, especially if you have music that's a little bit longer than conventional. You know, if your songs are longer than 5 or 10 minutes, there's something kind of more personal and more portable, more accessible about cassette tapes.
Even Taylor Swift is in on the cassette tape craze. 2 of her tapes were the best-selling cassette albums in 2023, according to Billboard.com. Well, there's more to come on KCOM News at 10. Coming up, an ice cream meltdown. Why this young girl was so upset about the sweet, creamy treat.
When life gives you lemons,
make lemonade.
No, you don't. You learn to be a good wedge player.
Hey, Golf Pass. I'm Natalie Sheehan.
Chris Como here. Devin Bonebreak here, host of the Golf Fix. Put pressure on the lead leg, you flex the lead leg, and you just move laterally.
It does not matter how much you are slicing. I'm going to help you fix it.
Right arm and hip, knee sort of moving together through the shot.
From up here, I see a lot happening on the roads. There's a car following too close. Give them 2 car lanes. It's just safer that way. There's texting and driving. Please put your phone down. All of these cause accidents. Hope they're okay. If you're injured in an accident, call me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're here for you.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Time out! Time out! Oh, what's the problem?
I don't know, Mike. I know baseball, but this football stuff is killing me.
Look, you're playing for Rotolo Chevrolet, the #1 Chevy store in California. We've got a huge selection and great service. Now go out there and do what you do best. Okay!
Hershiser takes the snap, and he's actually going to pitch the football. It works! Touchdown, Rotolo!
Come see what the fun is all about at Rotolo Chevrolet.
I'm making a piggy bank so I can be inspired to save. Start with BMO for a more solid way to save. We give you a cash reward every month to keep you motivated.
Wow. What's your muse?
I thought it was kind of obvious.
My grandparents raised me, and I owe them the world for that. When my grandma got sick, I took care of her, and now I'm taking care of my grandpa too. Doing that inspired me to become a medical assistant. Now my goal is to make all my patients feel like family. I make it a point to know all my patients' names and to hear their stories. I'm making my grandparents proud with the work I'm doing now. My story is about creating a legacy of care.
We prepare you for the entire day. We look at events to see if there are any concerts, games happening, big events just across Southern California, and make sure you're not surprised on your drive, wherever you're going, whatever time of the day.
Just 2 ice creams with 2 chewing gums in it.
Yeah.
For bloody £9 for 2 of them. That is going to get nowhere. And he only does bloody card. Stood there with my cash.
Oh, she is fired up. Inflation is hitting us all pretty hard, but it's really stinging this little girl. She's from Marnie is her name, and she's going viral for her hilarious rant about the rising price of ice cream. She recently found out it's going to cost her £9 or about $11 for 2 treats. And as you saw, she is not happy about it and doesn't care if the ice cream man hears her. Look at her face. She is angry.
Wow, she is mad. All right, I mean, she may be mad at our weather, too, because, you know, we had the cloud that cleared, and then it kind of came back again. So here's a quick look at the visible satellite. The good news is that in Ventura County, you're actually looking at much more of that sunshine. Even Malibu is looking at more sunshine than anywhere else. So we're starting to see some pockets of clearing again for a lot of our beach communities for LA County. Long Beach still socked in, and then slowly but surely, we're going to start to see these clouds gradually clear. Southern Orange County also looking good right now because things are starting to clear as well. The good news is that we're going to see much more sunshine for the second half of the day, and that's because we have these offshore winds coming in from a system off the coast, and then we had just a little bit more of that thick marine layer, so that's why it was kind of an erratic clearing pattern this morning, but things will slowly clear away. A lot of our beaches that haven't really seen a lot of clearing will see some clearing today, so that's good. 66 for the coast, upper 60s for LA and Orange County, mid to upper 70s for the valleys and the Inland Empire, toasty for the high deserts at 84, and then for the mountains, Amy, upper 60s, and then as we head into this long holiday weekend, we will see those temperatures go up even more, just a little bit more, Amy.
All right, Amber, thanks so much. We want to thank you for watching KCON News at 10. We'll be here with local updates throughout the day, and remember, we're always on at kconnews.com and streaming on CBS News Los Angeles.
Dive into the minds of criminals and unravel the mysteries with the Criminal Minds channel on Pluto TV.
I'm Agent Lochner with the FBI. We're looking for your son.
The killer knew the victims, didn't want to see the faces. Our unsub was the MVP of solitary. He was in there more than any other prisoner.
These aren't his words. Whose are they?
Look into the victims and also anyone online claiming responsibility.
I got
Watch the Criminal Minds channel only on Pluto TV. Stream now, pay never.
Toyota is getting into the game with the Coachella Valley Firebirds here at Aperture Arena.
It's unbelievable to have the first arena in the Coachella Valley, as well as the first professional sport franchise, and we couldn't do it without great partners like Toyota.
I love driving my Toyota GR86, and today I drove it out to check out my very first Firebirds game.
And Toyota makes it easy to chill before the game.
I love coming to the Toyota Lounge and then going inside, catching the game with my friends.
Toyota and the Firebirds are always out and about in the community, so wherever you see this Tundra, you can find the Firebirds, and that's where the fun begins.
Be sure to check out Toyota events all year long.
Let's go, Firebirds.
Let's go places, driven by your Southern California Toyota dealers. We make it easy.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can capture all the summer fun. Wow, my favorite party trick.
Jumpstart your summer with a low APR or a $299 a month lease on a new Camry. Toyota, let's go places.
Wow. Incredible, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, with your home, auto, boat, and RV all bundled with Progressive, you've got the peace of mind to really wander.
Yeah, I just hope it stays this way. Once word gets out about these places, they tend to...
Redone.
And there it is.
At least your vehicles are protected. That's the road.
Hey, Sam. I am just at this beautiful lake that I just discovered, practicing gratitude, manifesting abundance. It's 10 feet. One shot makes you a soup for 24 hours.
Waiting for the break of day. This is Mossy, and this is Tom Ray. Turn it back, take another right. Turns it down. He can't continue.
Hard work, dedication. They know how it is.
As big a one-punch knockout as you can see. Got eyes on the prize. Is there any question that he is the best fighter in the world right now?
Hi. I'm a helpful Honda person. Honda is going to pay for your night. If you can hit that target over there.
It's at 11 on CBS Los Angeles and streaming on CBS News Los Angeles. I'm Chris Holmshum. We've got breaking news this morning. A high-speed chase comes to an end on the side of a freeway. Assistant Manager Mark Liu live at the desk with the details. Mark, what do you know about this one?
Yeah, Chris, this was a wild and dangerous pursuit. Los Angeles County Sheriff's deputies chasing the stolen Crown Victoria, sometimes on the wrong side of the road, and then it comes to an end on the 5 freeway with the driver doing something incredibly dangerous, trying to run across the freeway on his own. Let me show you some video from SkyCal. This was just about an hour ago. You can see that black Crown Victoria with 2 people inside on surface streets. This was in the Downey area. It started at a street called Santa Gertrudis and Rosecrans in the La Mirada area. LA County Sheriff's deputies from the Norwalk station went into pursuit of this allegedly stolen vehicle, wrong way on the surface streets, and then it went here onto the 5 freeway near Lakewood Boulevard, and you're going to see here in just a second, for some unknown reason, the driver stops, gets out, the passenger gets out as well. Now, there were no deputies behind this car at this time. It was just the sheriff's helicopter overhead tracking them in surveillance mode. So you can see these 2 men walking on the side of the freeway, and then the driver here appears to try and run across the 5 freeway, but he stopped when big rigs in the slow lane stopped him from doing that. Now, the air unit had eyes on both of those men the whole time, and that's when they vectored in LA County Sheriff's deputies right to the side of the freeway here on the southbound 5, and you can see both men now being taken into custody without incident. No injuries and no collisions, thankfully, Chris, and it is a very dangerous pursuit that finally came to an end. That is the very latest here from the desk. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, glad no one is hurt, Mark. Thank you so much. 2 people are recovering from what is being called a random attack near the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica. One of the victims is still in critical condition. KCON News reporter Tina Patel is at the scene at the very latest.
A lot of people here in Santa Monica concerned about unprovoked attacks like this. The latest one happened in this parking structure on 4th and Broadway over the weekend. Fortunately, police were able to respond quickly and chase down the suspect. He has been identified as 29-year-old Larry Cedino. Santa Monica's mayor says he believes Cedino is homeless. He has a history of arrests over the last year and was on probation for larceny when this attack happened. Police say on Sunday night he allegedly stabbed 2 people and assaulted a 3rd person. Again, it was unprovoked, according to police. The victims were German tourists. One remains in critical condition but is stable. Leaders in Santa Monica admit random attacks like this are very alarming.
I feel for every resident in our city who needs that feeling of safety and security.
I don't know the circumstances of this particular individual, but oftentimes we find out that it's connected to either mental health or substance abuse.
Just last week, there was another random attack in the city at a public restroom along Ocean Walk. Police say in that case, a mentally unstable homeless man grabbed a woman as she was jogging. He tried to drag her into the restroom, but Good Samaritan saved her, and that man was taken into custody. But Memorial Day is right around the corner. Summer is when a lot of people usually come to visit the beach community. So people living and working here are hoping that something can be done to make everyone safer. In Santa Monica, Tina Patel, KCAL News.
A 63-year-old man suspected of setting off explosions in Pasadena has been taken into custody. Police say more than 150 explosions were reported in the city over the last 2 years, including 14 in just the last 2 weeks. Police say ShotSpotter technology, which listens for gunfire, kept catching the detonations. Arbarian is facing 3 felony charges. He's being held on a $1.5 million bail. Well, severe turbulence on board a Singapore Airlines flight. It killed 1 person and injured dozens of others. The Boeing 777 flight from London's Heathrow Airport to Singapore hit bad turbulence, forcing the plane to drop some 6,000 feet in just a span of 3 minutes. A 73-year-old British man suffered a heart attack and he died. The plane made an emergency landing in Bangkok, Thailand. Another plane is being dispatched to transport the lightly injured and non-injured back to Singapore. Well, a traffic stop that turned into a case of attempted murder in Riverside has detectives asking the public for help in tracking down 2 suspects. They say 30-year-old Martin Perez Jr., pictured here, shot at deputies who pulled him over last Tuesday in Hoopa Valley. Perez allegedly took off down a dirt road, then ran into the Santa Ana River bottom. There are homes there, and neighbors are concerned an armed and dangerous man is lurking in their community. That's why authorities are seeking the public's help in locating Perez. Well, Well, as the Cal State Board of Trustees begins 2 days of meetings in Long Beach, they're being met with protest about the treatment of pro-Palestinian demonstrators. The Cal State University Student Divestment Coalition held a rally this morning calling for the divestment from entities committing genocide in Gaza. Inside where the meeting was taking place, they got to address the trustees during public comments. Some called for the resignation of CSU Chancellor Mildred Garcia.
Everything you have done has been for a single clear purpose, to get rid of anyone and anything who stands in your way as you fund illegal occupation and genocide. Blood is on your hands. And to the board, is this the legacy you want to leave? You are embarrassing yourselves by allowing this genocidal tyrant to remain chancellor. Fire $1 Million Millie, disclose our investments, divest from genocide, reverse the hikes, and stop making this university system a national laughingstock.
And this comes as students across the country have set up pro-Palestinian encampments at college campuses, including 11 at Cal State campuses. The Board of Trustees meetings continue this afternoon. They wrap up tomorrow. President Biden is rebuking calls by international prosecutors to arrest Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu and Hamas leaders over the months-long conflict. Meanwhile, aid to Palestinians in Gaza is just arriving to the territory, despite some delays. KCAL's Jared Hill has the latest.
President Biden, in a speech for Jewish American Heritage Month, rejected a call by the International Criminal Court to arrest Israeli leaders over the response to Hamas's October 7th attack.
There's no equivalence between Israel and Hamas.
ICC prosecutors say both sides have breached international rules of war.
No one can act with impunity. Contrary to allegations against Israel made by the International Court of Justice, what's happening is not genocide. We reject that.
U.S. officials say they worry the move could derail peace talks.
This decision does nothing to help and could jeopardize ongoing efforts to reach a ceasefire agreement that would get hostages out of Gaza and surge humanitarian assistance in.
Some of that aid only just making its way across a temporary floating pier to Gaza after days of delays.
We have described it as a catastrophe, a nightmare, as hell on earth. It is all of these and worse.
Meanwhile, at a protest in Israel, mixed reaction to the calls for Netanyahu's arrest, despite many wanting him out of power.
You think that Mr. Netanyahu should be tried at The Hague?
Yes, in Galan too.
There's no way you can compare Hamas and Hamas leaders to anything our leaders have done.
Neither the U.S. nor Israel recognize the ICC's authority. Jared Hill, KCAL News.
Well, still ahead, a dangerous stunt atop the infamous graffiti towers in downtown LA. So how did this daredevil get through tight security? We'll explain. The local state park is getting a big makeover. Details on the $9 million renovation project. Paul?
All it took was a small wind direction change, and half of us did not have cloud cover this morning. That said, there are still some low clouds, some May gray out there. We'll talk about which spots will be the last to clear, how mild we get this afternoon, and a peek into the upcoming holiday weekend. Lots to talk about coming up.
This is Pluto TV country. We grow couch potatoes. Well, this here, right here, that's my great-great-grandfather there. He's the one that founded this farm. Back in his day, they had to use radio. Couch potatoes grow big and strong when you feed them a diet of variety. They love Pluto TV. We used to do this on horseback. That was working. This country was raised on TV. TV that was free. TV that was easy. Couch potato farming it's in my blood.
When people stop me to ask, what's my case worth, here's what I tell them. All law firms are not the same. You see, the most important part of anyone's injury case is the firm you hire. The insurance company knows exactly which firms fight for full value and which firms will settle your case for pennies on the dollar. Our firm has recovered billions and billions and billions. $3 billion last year alone. There's only one Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm.
not going to have any hair left.
After I gave birth, my hair wasn't even thinning, it was gone. As I got older, I can grow it past my shoulders. Nutrafol has different formulas for all the different changes so many women go through.
Within 3 months, my hair is significantly fuller.
It's longer, it's thicker.
My friends noticed it. I felt like a completely different person.
Try the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand at Nutrafol.com.
The only custom designer sofa starting at $639. Shop Anabay and join thousands of customers who are obsessing over our sofa and learn what sets us apart. Try it for yourself with our satisfaction guarantee, 30 days to fall in love, or all your money back. What are you waiting for?
Okay, this is a wild story. A daredevil gets past officers' watchful eyes to get into the infamous graffiti towers in downtown LA, and he completed a dangerous and wild stunt. Well, now he's under criminal investigation. Well, he calls himself a self-proclaimed performance artist. His name is Ben Schneider. He posted this video on social media of him teetering across the towers on May 12th. He says he and his team snuck past LAPD officers that were actually guarding the towers, and he did it by distracting them. He explains how he did it.
You know, we held up the signs from the police officers' point of view. So the police officer just sees all these giant signs, but behind the signs is us throwing over all the gear over the fence. I mean, this is the biggest canvas the world's ever seen. I'm not much of a good graffiti artist, but I can do some crazy performance art.
And Oceanwide Plaza has been vacant for years and has been the target of many graffiti artists and daredevils. The building is now up for sale. Still ahead, Graceland facing foreclosure, the battle over this famous property, and what's next? And Paul Diano's full next weather forecast, it's also ahead. We may have May gray in some areas, but there is sunshine and warmer temperatures ahead. We're going to look at those conditions.
I was in a lot of pain, and I decided that I need to get an attorney because I could not work. I called Jacoby and Myers. They had their own dream team for every need, every area. They took care of me like a queen. I would recommend you call Jacoby and Myers. They really went to bat for me.
Jacoby and Myers, because everyone deserves justice.
Here at Warner Graham, got a little something for everybody.
Our company would like to offer you a very generous amount for this place.
It's time you either play ball or stay out of my way.
Terminate with extreme prejudice.
He made a cow.
Actually, it's a piggy bank. My inspiration to start saving. How about a more solid way to save? I'm listening. Well, BMO helps get your savings habit into shape with a cash reward every month you save.
Cash reward?
And there's a cash bonus when you open a new checking account to get you started.
Wow. Anything you can't do?
Mugs.
Just a pea-sized amount of Lumi applied between your butt cheeks like this. I will demonstrate. Just kidding, I won't.
like this. We put Lumi to the test and compared it to a shower. 12 hours after a shower with soap and water, the average crotch has an odor score of 5 to 6 out of 10. 12 hours after a shower and applying Lumi, you're at a 0 out of 10. No odor all day. I'm not a mathematician, but I think it means that Lumi is infinitely more effective than a shower alone. So just take a shower or shower with Lumi and be 0 out of 10.
Hey, good morning. We have several incidents out there. This is what it looks like on the 5. We head on out to the Inland Empire. You can see that really heavy backup there. Next traffic on KCAL News Mornings is about helping you get where you need to go.
Donald Trump's defense team wrapped up its case Tuesday morning at the former president's criminal trial in New York. The judge said jurors would return next Tuesday to hear closing arguments, with deliberations likely beginning the following day. Christian Benavides has the latest from Miami.
Defense witness Robert Costello wrapped up his testimony this morning, and lawyers for defendant Donald Trump quickly concluded their case without calling the former president to the stand.
I think this would have been a huge loser to put him on the stand because, one, let's remember, most criminal defendants don't take the stand for some obvious reasons. It subjects them to cross-examination, which, depending on the defendant, can be potentially hugely risky.
On Monday, Costello's combative behavior and comments compelled Judge Juan Marchand to clear the court to reprimand the witness. An angry Marchand told Costello, "If you don't like my ruling, you don't give me side-eye and you don't roll your eyes." Then asked him, "Are you staring me down right now?" The 45th president has pleaded not guilty to 34 counts of falsifying business records to hide so-called hush money payments to adult film star Stormy Daniels over an alleged sexual encounter. During 4 days of testimony, Trump's one-time attorney and fixer Michael Cohen linked his former boss to the payments, but the defense repeatedly attacked his credibility. Cohen served jail time for lying under oath to Congress, and on Monday he admitted to stealing money from the Trump Organization.
Michael Cohen is such a proven liar that why would it surprise us that he's also a thief?
Trump did not speak as he left the courthouse. Christian Benavides, KCAL News.
President Biden has taken action to help ease the pain at the pump. The administration is releasing 1 million barrels of gasoline from the Northeast Reserve. The goal is to lower gas prices as we enter the summer travel season. AAA says nationwide prices are already up 6 cents from a year ago. Park renovations began this morning at Rio de Los Angeles State Park. The $9 million renovation project adds 3 new soccer fields and a new restroom facility. It also includes extra lighting that will continue into the evening. It's to protect joggers and others who use the park to exercise after work. Well, hey, we're seeing more sunshine today. Meteorologist Paul Diano has a look at our next weather forecast. And, you know, I think a lot of us are ready for that sunshine, Paul.
Ready, my goodness. Raise my hand. I am in. 14 straight days with morning cloud cover. Today counts because Los Angeles had some clouds for a few hours. This is a live look in Santa Monica right now, which is the sunshine capital of Southern California, at least this week, because we have ourselves sunshine again today. You had it yesterday. You had it the day before. Not everybody did. Downtown has a little bit of sunshine. It's coming. We're not there yet, though. We still have mostly cloudy skies over downtown. Over the past couple hours, the coverage of the cloud cover has shrunk. It's kind of constricting in on eastern LA County and northwestern Orange County, where it's still cloudy. All of Ventura County is now clear. Western LA County, San Fernando Valley is now clear. Inland Empire is now clear, and all of us will likely have sunshine within the hour. So it's not as cloudy. Sunshine is coming out earlier, making it a little bit milder, but all that still keeps us cooler than average. Temperatures are running well below where they should be for this time of year. Burbank, 63 degrees with mainly sunny skies. It's 64 in Fullerton, 69 degrees with sunshine in Santa Clarita, 66 in Laguna Beach, and 61 in Malibu. Off to the races, temperature-wise, Palm Springs pushing 90, and the Antelope Valley once again pushing 80 degrees, much warmer than yesterday. Orange County, the ocean influence is still there, even if the clouds are not. 68 degrees at 1 o'clock, sunshine 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock, with temperatures right around 70 degrees. Rancho Cucamonga, same story. You're going to get sunshine, but the ocean influence keeping your temperatures down. Only the mid-70s at warmest coming up this week. That said, it's sunnier today, and that's a change from the past 2 weeks. The reason why we do have the change is because we have something to stir up the atmosphere, to change the wind direction. That something is a weak low-pressure area moving through northern Nevada. It's close enough to turn our winds more northwesterly as opposed to southwesterly. Tiny change. Most parts of the country, that would do nothing for us. It limits the ocean influence and takes away much of the cloud cover. So it's a huge deal for us, that wind direction change. We get it for 2 days, today and tomorrow. We're mainly sunny later today, if you're not sunny already. Some low cloud cover works in tomorrow morning, but not that much because we're still seeing a north to northwest wind. Sun comes out early once again tomorrow, and temperatures climb back to the 70s, or for some of you, even the low 80s. Santa Clarita, 77. Here is your extended forecast. The good news is more sunshine today and tomorrow. The not so great news is we go back to a cloudier pattern, especially in the morning, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We may shake out of this whole May gray thing early next week, but not yet. Next 7 days in our valleys, 76 today, 78 tomorrow, cooler and cloudier later this week. So enjoy the sunshine today. Back to you, Chris.
All right, Paul, thank you so much. Elvis Presley's historic Graceland is headed for a foreclosure sale. Now, the Home Turn Museum is set to be sold at an auction on Thursday after the King's late daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, allegedly failed to repay a $3.8 million loan taken out in 2018. However, Elvis's granddaughter and Lisa Marie's daughter, Riley Keough, she's suing to stop the sale from happening. Keough claims the company behind the sale is fake and has no rights to the property. She was able to get a restraining order against any sale until a court rules on the matter. Graceland is the country's second most visited home after the White House. Well, it's time for CBS Deals. Ashley Bellman shows us a tool to help keep your devices charged.
Speaking of charging, have Rush Charge. You know and love them. They are back and better than ever with this new sturdier, portable, universal charger that you just stick into any phone. And it actually saved us the other day because my mom just got the new iPhone, which we forgot has the different little charging port. Now, Rush Charge comes with both. So you can actually take out, there they are. See, you can take out and recharge it. I'm going to show there's a little button on the back. So if you need to change it, you just pull it out and put the new one in. So my mom was
so glad there's that lock there now.
Yes, you have the lock
yes.
and you have that little groove, so it's going to stay in there nicely. But my mom and I were able to both charge our phones. She was ready to run out to the store and buy a whole new charger. So now we don't have to do that. Easy to charge. I love how compact, how lightweight they feel. They come pre-charged, ready to go, and pass through technology, so I can charge the device while I am charging my phone at the same time.
That's important.
So nice. $39.99, 50% off today. I have one for, I feel like every bag. I have one in every purse. I have one for my pocket when I'm running. So nice. Get at least one. Everybody should have one.
Alrighty.
To get this deal and more, scan the QR code at the top of your screen or head to cbsdeals.com to start shopping now.
The Dodgers giving back by giving away thousands of shoes. Details on the event and when it's happening again.
Okay, so let's just start at the beginning.
Well, let me start with this. What is at stake here? What is the answer to that?
Do you know why? You want me to just keep going?
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Were there death threats?
How is this possible?
What's wrong with that argument?
Are you saying they lied?
Have you told the government that? Why won't you say the word crisis? You're not answering my question.
Is that scary?
Does that make sense?
What does that mean in
Any of that makes sense?
What's your response?
What happened? Why?
It's time for the CBS News Original 60 Minutes, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
From up here, I see a lot happening on the roads. There's a car following too close. Give them 2 car lanes. It's just safer that way. There's texting and driving. Please put your phone down. All of these cause accidents. Hope they're okay. If you're injured in an accident, call me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're here for you.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
When your home needs work, where do you go?
Angie.
Angie?
That's where Angie came in.
With Angie, find top-rated certified pros in your area. Plus, compare quotes and pricing to help you get all your jobs done well. Find top-rated certified pros in your area at Angie.com.
I never get old. Seeing doesn't come easy for me. I need glasses, and Pair Eyewear is my new favorite glasses brand. They have really cute, lightweight, comfortable frames, and the best part part is you can change up your look. You get a few toppers, the possibilities are endless. The combos that you can come up with. What? Paris solved everything I don't like about being a glasses wearer, which is looking the same every day. It's no fun.
Instacart shopper thoughts. Who decides the milk expiration date? Does some milk sommelier taste it and just know? Nuts of grass and sunshine. Are these supposed to say I love you, or I love you? Or congrats, Gail, on the new hip? If there's one flower that can say it all, it's the yellow tulip. Instacart. We'll overthink shopping for you.
Thousands of men. No. Pirates.
If the producer of the latest Pirates of the Caribbean had his way, he'd have Johnny Depp back as Captain Jack Sparrow. Jerry Bruckheimer told Entertainment Weekly that Depp is an amazing artist and he would support another appearance from him. Depp's future in the franchise didn't look good back in 2022. He said then he felt betrayed by Disney. Depp was fired during his defamation trial. The planned 6th Pirates of the Caribbean film does not have an official release date, with no casting announcements yet. Well, giving back to the community, the Dodgers Foundation set up shop in Inglewood to distribute 2,000 shoes to students who desperately need them. A $93,000 grant to help cover the cost for the Shoes That Fit program. It's the first of 3 giveaways across LA. The next 2 will take place in August during Dodger Days in Huntington Park and in Long Beach. Well, thank you for watching KCOW News at 11 a.m. Now head on over to our streaming channel, CBS News LA, for the morning wrap with Kalina Estrino. She'll break down the biggest stories of the day and what's trending in SoCal. Have a great Tuesday, everyone. Kalina is next.
Hello. Welcome to the Morning Wrap. Happy Tuesday. I'm Kalina Estrinos, and we have a packed show today, so please stick around. We're starting off with a forecast, though, of course, because looks like we're seeing some clearing along the beach. Makes a lot of people excited. So we're going to check in with Paul Diano for more on what you can expect today. We also have breaking news. A high-speed pursuit ends in a dramatic arrest along the 5 freeway. Mark Lou has more from the desk. And a random attack in Santa Monica has people on high alert. We're at the scene with the safety concerns, the arrest, and also how the 3 victims are doing this morning. And we have new details in a terrifying attack on sheriff's deputies in Riverside County. What we know about the suspects. We also have 2 guests today, starting off with author, screenwriter, and playwright Ladarian Williams, right there in the flesh. His debut novel, Blood at the Root, is getting a lot of buzz, and he is here to tell us more. What a cool cover, too. That is not all. We are continuing our AAPI celebration, highlighting Green Bar Distillery. The local company is focused on keeping their spirits green, and they are going to show us how. But first, we want to get back to that breaking news. We mentioned this at the top of the show. A high-speed pursuit of a stolen vehicle comes to a dramatic end on the 5 freeway. Let's get out to Mark Lou at the assignment desk with more on this, Mark.
Yeah, Kalina, this was a wild and dangerous pursuit. This fleeing driver at some points on the wrong side of the road was on the freeway and on Surface Street. LA County Sheriff's deputies right behind this driver trying to get them to pull over. Is that black Crown Victoria you see right there? This started just after 10 o'clock near Santa Gertrudis and Rosecrans in the La Mirada area. LA County Sheriff's deputies believe that black Crown Victoria had 2 people inside and was listed as a stolen vehicle. They chased it around Surface Streets until it got onto the 5 freeway here near the Lakewood exit. That's when, for some reason, the driver ended up just pulling over to the right side of the southbound 5, and then he and the passenger just got out on their own there. He didn't have any lights and sirens behind them. It was just the sheriff's air unit, the helicopter, that was following them. Now, both men started to run down the shoulder on the side of the 5 freeway, and then the driver, that man in the white and black jacket there, He did something extremely dangerous. It looked like he was trying to run across all lanes of the 5, but he was stopped when just 2 big rigs wouldn't let him go by. And that's when the sheriff's air unit finally was able to vector in some ground units. The deputies pulled up in their SUVs, lights and sirens, and took the passenger into custody, and then the driver also taken into custody. No injuries here, and thankfully, Kalina, no collisions either. The freeway is back open. I want to tell you about another story, though. Terrifying moments for one flight this yesterday that was bound from London's Heathrow to Singapore when turbulence caused it to drop about 6,000 feet in about 2.5 minutes while it was over the Indian Ocean. 1 man died, 55 people were injured. Now, if you come out to my screen here, I'm going to show you. This is the flight path of Singapore Airlines flight SQ321. You can see it took off out of London's Heathrow, made its way eastern through Europe, over Turkey, through the Middle East, but when I get here to near where it crosses into western Thailand, I'm going to zoom in, and I want you to look down here at the bottom of your screen. There's 2 pieces of data that I want you to see right there as I advance it just a little bit to about the 8 o'clock hour. Right at about 8:03 a.m., I want you to look at that altitude, 37,000 feet. You're going to see it's holding there steady, but suddenly, right at about 8:06, drops down 6,000 feet in about 2.5 minutes. That is a terrifying drop. The FAA says a plane of this size, a Boeing 777, should only drop at about 500 feet per minute. This one did 2,000 feet a minute, or 4 times faster than a normal passenger would be used to. Well, this caused an enormous amount of damage inside the cabin. This is video from the emergency landing at Bangkok Airport. 7 confirmed critical injuries, 23 moderate injuries, including a flight attendant, and 25 minor injuries here. The general manager of the airport in Bangkok said 1 person also did die because of this extreme turbulence. That person described as a 73-year-old British man. The cause of death appears to be heart failure or heart attack during this episode. There were a total of 211 passengers on board this plane and 18 crew. It's unclear if any of them were American, but Singapore Airlines says they are conducting an investigation along with local authorities here in Bangkok as to how this plane dropped so fast because of that severe turbulence and caused so many injuries on board. That is the very latest from the desk. I'll send it back to you.
All right, Mark, thank you so much. We also have this story, too. 2 people are now recovering after what's being called a random attack near the 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica. One of the victims is still in critical condition. KCON News reporter Tina Patel is at the scene with more.
People here in Santa Monica are on high alert after another unprovoked attack. This one sending a person to the hospital in critical condition. Police say it happened on Sunday night. A man attacked 3 German tourists inside the parking garage at 4th and Broadway. 2 of the victims were stabbed, 1 critically. The suspect, a 29-year-old man who was on probation for larceny, was taken into custody. He is expected to be in court soon. For the Morning Wrap, I'm Tina Patel, KCAL News.
Tina, thank you. We also have new developments in the search for the man who opened fire on Riverside County deputies just last week. And now we're getting a look at who they're looking for. KCON News reporter Rick Monson is in Riverside now with photos of the suspect.
This initially started as a traffic stop, but now this wanted man, we're told, is facing a charge for attempted murder. And when this all happened, investigators had not released a description, but now we can show you these 2 photos that they posted on Instagram. 2 different haircuts on this man in these 2 separate photos. They say he's 30-year-old Martin Perez Jr. Investigators say he has a last known address in San Bernardino. Last week, they say he took off from a deputy who was trying to pull him over in a traffic stop. Somewhere around 68th Street and Pat's Ranch Road in Jurupa Valley, they say he opened fire on a deputy and then took off into the trees in the Santa Ana River bottom. They have not been able to find him since then, but they're asking anyone with information to contact the Jurupa Valley Sheriff's Station. In Riverside for the Morning Wrap, Rick Montes, KCAL News.
Rick, thank you. Some Memorial Day plans may be in jeopardy following a warning from LA County. Several beaches are on the warning list because of high bacteria levels. KCON News reporter Luis Delia Caballero has more.
We are in Malibu where conditions are perfect to go grab your board and catch some waves and, of course, make some plans ahead of Memorial Day weekend. But we want to let you know that there are several beach warnings that may affect those plans. Surfrider Beach which is where we are now, has a warning that has been issued. It's specifically for 100 yards up and down the coast from the public restrooms. But this isn't the only one. The LA County Department of Public Health is also asking folks to avoid the entire swim area at Inner Cabrillo Beach in San Pedro and Mother's Beach in Marina del Rey due to bacterial levels exceeding health standards, and that's when they were last tested. So if you want to come to the beach, go ahead and do so. Stay on the sand. Avoid the water for your safety. For the morning wrap, I'm Lucelia Caballero.
Lucelia, thank you so much. We want to take a live look outside. You can see in Lucelia's picture. Also, you can kind of see it here. The sun poking out a little bit there as we look ahead to the weekend, even though it's not even the middle of the week yet. But looking over to Paul Diano for a look at your forecast. And I saw it earlier in that Santa Monica camera where it was nice and sunny already.
Yeah, this is the earliest we've seen the sun in 2 weeks. We had 13 straight mornings where everybody was covered in May gray. Today was about 50%, and even if you had the clouds this morning, it's burning off quicker. We now have mostly sunny skies over downtown Los Angeles. We also have thinning clouds in our inland valleys. We view those from Mount Wilson. Looking down on the San Gabriel Valley, clouds are already burning off. Just not that much cloud cover left, and it should be gone within about 1 hour over eastern LA County, the 210 corridor, and extreme northwestern Orange County. Otherwise, the sunniest day we have had in about 2 weeks. High temperatures today, really not that warm. The ocean influence is still there, even if the clouds are gone. 66 for the beach, 69 degrees for Los Angeles, 79, so warmer for the Inland Empire, 84 for the high desert. The extended forecast keeps us right around 70 for the next 7 days through the holiday weekend. Notice the warmest day, Memorial Day. Wouldn't that be nice if we finally shake out of this pattern over the weekend? Valleys, upper 70s today and tomorrow, cooler Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, warming back up Sunday and Monday. Kalina, back to you.
All right, Paul, thank you so much. Blood at the Root is a book that was just released earlier this month, and it was an instant New York Times bestseller and tells the story of a young black man at an HBUC who discovers he has magical powers. So here to talk about all of it, author, playwright, filmmaker, Ladarian Williams. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I mean, I was telling you this before we went on camera. I love fantasy. I feel like it lets your mind go to different places.
Yeah.
Your mind went here.
Obviously.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about the book, but also New York Times bestseller. You're 31. That's huge.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Blood at the Root is a young adult contemporary fantasy. It's about a black kid named Malik Barron who gets accepted into a magical college called Came University. He must go there to learn about his ancestral magic, but also uncover some dark secrets surrounding his mother's mysterious disappearance. Because, some professors or students may or may have not did something to do it. So, it's fun. It's set in the South. It's magic. It's everything you can find in a young adult fantasy.
I love it. I was looking at your Instagram page, and I saw there was an article from People.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
And then also I was reading that this was a book that you wrote because the younger you would have wanted to read something like this.
Yeah, I just really didn't find a lot of, black boys in YA fantasy as a main hero. So I really, after I went to a bookstore, I didn't find a lot of books that had a black boy on the cover. So, I went back home into my apartment, locked myself in there for 12 days, living off of cheeses and Oreos and just wrote the first draft.
Sounds delicious.
Right, writer's diet. And so I wrote the first draft of the book. And, that was like a few years ago. And here we are, New York Times bestseller, and I'm going to keep going.
What was it like when you found out that you hit that point?
I was actually driving into New York for my second time. Like, my agents called, they were all screaming, and like everybody was like, "Oh my God, you hit the list!" And I'm like seeing the New York skyline. I'm like, I'm a New York Times bestseller, and I'm going into New York. So it's just a full circle moment. The theater kid in me really jumped for joy. But it felt really great, and it felt like a relief. Like, I fought for this story for years, and I think kids like Malik, who look like Malik, deserves to see this story on that type of platform. So it was definitely great.
Totally, and I also think that goes beyond that, right? Because we've been seeing this huge push in Hollywood in general to have diversity on screen, and also behind the scenes. But you're also a minority behind the scenes of this wonderful book. So you're giving kiddos two things to look up to.
Exactly, and that's important, and that's why books are so important, and they're very powerful, and it could change people's lives when they read them and get lost in the pages. So yeah, that's why I wrote it, and that's why we're why we do what we do.
Yeah, absolutely. So you gave me a little tidbit on what the story is about. What do you hope kids gain from this? And are we doing a multiple book series? Is that in the future?
Yeah.
Are we hitting Netflix or Paramount Plus with a series type show?
Well, hopefully.
Like those are all things that I would love.
Yes, I really do think kids, they can find history really cool and magic and mix it all in. And also a theme of connection and ancestors and also just, your family lineage and also found family. I think they can really find a lot of those themes in this book and really, learn about life through their eyes. So yeah, that's what you can learn. And I'm hoping for a TV show. We're really working hard to get it out there. So Hollywood, please.
Please. Okay, let everyone know where they can get the book and where they can find more information about you.
Yeah, you can get the book wherever books are sold, Barnes & Noble, books, Amazon, also indie bookstores. Please support your indie bookstores. That is very important. Also, you can find me on all social media at It's Ladarian. That's my handle, and that's why, I talk about my books and creativity and all that. So.
You know what I love, too, is getting people hyped up about stuff before it hits the big screen, right? Before it hits Paramount Plus, before it hits Netflix. Like, we want to get you the full fan base prior to that.
Exactly. So please, buy the book so you can say, I read the book when.
Totally.
Yeah, so.
I'm going to say I met him when.
Yes.
Because don't forget about us.
No, I won't. Definitely.
Okay.
Right down the street. I live right down the street, so I can always come back.
Oh, don't tell me that, because I'll call you last minute to come back on the show for different things.
Yes, I would love to. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here on the Morning Wrap. You're the best. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're a beautiful human being.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Well, coming up, how can your iPhone help you figure out what the lights on a dashboard mean? We are breaking this down next. But first, it's a date when music's biggest night will take over downtown LA for the 67th Grammy Awards. Stick with us.
America. We are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights: life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. At Grand Canyon University, we believe in equal opportunity, and the American dream starts with purpose. To serve others in ways that promote human flourishing and create a ripple effect of transformation for generations to come. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu.
Tommy John is for men who value themselves and their comfort, who want fabrics that are lightweight, breathable, and insanely soft, with stay-put waistbands that adapt for the perfect fit. 360-degree stretch prevents ride-up and supports any move you make, and mind-blowing innovations like our Quick Draw Fly. We've also reinvented loungewear. Yeah, loungewear. You can trust our thousands of 5-star reviews, because Tommy John knows how comfortable you want to be.
Go to TommyJohn.com for 30% off site-wide.
Where's my charger?
Finding a charger when you have 1% battery is hard.
Why?
Hiring Morgan & Morgan for your injury is easy. Morgan & Morgan. The choice is easy.
back to the morning wrap. Mark your calendars. The Recording Academy has set the date for the 67th Grammy Awards. Music's biggest night will be on February 2nd at Crypto.com Arena in downtown LA. The Grammy nominees will be announced November 8th, and you can catch the Grammy Awards live on CBS and stream live on demand on Paramount Plus. So it's so exciting to do that here on CBS.
Yeah, sure.
You get to see all the fashion too. They always come out. Okay, now it's time for a segment. What's the buzz? We have Mark, we have Paul, we have a Tuesday, right?
Tuesday. It is Tuesday. That's right.
Tuesday all day. I thought it was Monday for a second. Let's talk about what's trending online. A woman is going viral for sharing a trick to understand warning lights on a dashboard using just your iPhone.
Cool.
Take a look.
Did you know on your iPhone that you could take a picture of, say for instance, the symbols on your car dash? If a light comes on, and it will tell you exactly what it is. I'm going to show you how. So, say for instance, these lights come on your dash. Just go ahead and take a picture of it.
All of them come.
Whenever you go to your gallery, click on that symbol down there. It's usually an eye with a little asterisk beside it. But right now, since we're taking a picture of a car, it's going to have a little steering wheel. So click on that. This is what will pop up. And then you're going to click on Look Up Auto Symbol. And once you click on Look Up Auto Symbol, it's going to give you a list of all of the symbols that it recognized in that picture. And once you click on one of them, then it will describe what each one of the symbols means.
Okay, she goes on to say that you can do this with plants, even pets, if you're looking for more background information on either one of them. So I did know this exists. I will say, though, be careful with your pets, because I've done it with my, not be careful, it's not like it's going to do anything crazy, but I've done it with my dog, so I was curious, and it comes up with a black-mouthed cur, which is a humongous dog, and my little dog is like this big. So,
humongous to an ant or a small mouse. Right.
But there you go. So it's not necessarily super accurate, but I feel like it'd be better when it comes to something like that.
So I knew that Google Lens did this. This is a Google app that you can get on iPhones and Android. I didn't know that the iPhone had this natively. You're saying this is like a native feature?
Yeah,
that's very interesting.
Where's your phone? I'll show you.
It's over beside the desk. Where's your phone?
I will show you. Let's take a look at what people are saying online. This user simply says, I don't need a man now.
That's all we're good for, is identifying warning lights in the car.
Oh my goodness. Well, this one says is taking an OG approach riding, or just refer to the car's owner's manual if you have one. Do you guys still have your?
Absolutely. Yes.
Really?
I had mine out a couple days ago. Refer to the car's owner's manual like it's 1981 or something.
Do you keep it in the car or do you keep it at home? Wow. Okay. I need to find mine. This one comments, watch me forget this if I ever see a light. You know, you do learn things and then you forget and then you remember later on and you're like, oh, that would have been really helpful.
I like that though, because some are just, hey, check this out later. We're just letting you know. And some are like, no, you need to stop the car now. And there's a difference. I mean, it could be, there could be a problem if you drove some of them, but most of them were just like, hey, take it to the shop when you can.
Well, and hopefully all those lights don't pop up at the same time.
That was, if you see all 8, our director said it probably means the alternator or something battery, so that could be a problem. If all of them come up, one of my dad's friends was a mechanic, and he said, if all the lights come on at the same time, that's what we call a showstopper. It's like it stops the show. You need to take the car immediately.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. Well, hey, I'm glad we got that all figured out. Make sure you guys try it. Let me know what you think. That does it for us. Thank you so much. Don't go away. The founders of Green Bar Distillery are here, and we are talking spirits when we come right back.
Fridge is working at least. Oh wow, finally. I was wondering. I'm live for 3 hours now. Anybody have anything to say? Rex my video, cool. I applied. Let's see what my memories are here. Basically.
浅い散々俺の技を受けて出した結論がそれか。俺もやってみるか。さっきのぐるぐる回るやつで怪人倒せたらかっこいいもんな。決まったヒップアタック。ああ、かっこつかねえな。じゃあこれをさろう。やべ。逃げたぞ。待て。バックヤードの方だ。捕まえろ。負けた。初めて。
Sorry, P-Trench, but you ain't shit.
ignorance called nigger moments. However, niggas can also create bonds with each other, also based on ignorance. This bonding is called nigger synthesis. Unlike the bond of friends and family, which are mutually beneficial, nigger synthesis is based on a mutual appreciation for ignorant or trivial things. Now, when a nigger moment collides with nigger synthesis, you get a complete disaster. Remember this equation. You will need it later, nigga.
You'll need it later, nigga. We need a nigga moment in our lives. I should share that as a reel. I'm fucking lazy. I'll do that though. I'll just do that. Well, that's some pretty chicken. I can cook too, though. You can't say nig. Ignore. Fucking nig. You can't even say nig. Nig. Seriously. Lava. Curly fries. Okay. Cute. It's just a nigga moment. Yeesh. Popped.
Am I a puppet? Is any of this real? If I'm not real, how am I thinking this? Hey, he's kinda cute. Is he real? I wanna kiss him. Any of this real? If I'm not real, how am I thinking this? Hey, he's kinda cute. Is he real? I wanna kiss him.
pansexual peoples. Just post.
Hand? Am I a puppet?
Is any of this real? That's cute. Fuck with that shit. I just post.
Is this real? If I'm not real, how am I thinking this? Hey, he's kinda cute. Is he real? I wanna kiss him.
And oh, who's this random? You're 38. Nice titties. Scary. Palmdale, huh? Okay. Business owner, mom of two. Yeah, sure. You're in Palmdale. I guess. Fuck this. I'm over it. Bye, dating. I'm over it. Not interested.
Safe flight replaced. Safe flight replaced.
6:20 a.m. kids. 808dragon.com.
Sure, I'll like you. Seriously, though. Too much fucking Palmdale chicks. Oh, who liked me? Exact match. Really? Sure. Random. Who liked me? Bakersfield. Interesting. Yeah, sure. Somebody like me, cute. Matches cute. I don't know what that is. I don't know. I took a fucking nap. You should ask about me. I ain't playing around. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Not enough space. Cute. Just like that. Clear a little cache. Pilot. Gundam pilot. Let's go another round. Fuck it. I think I got my 108 coins on that 10 million damage. Yay. Cute. Let's collect some. 8 times if you get first place.